Oh, I don't have audio. Anyway, as I was saying, guys, basically, we are at a point where maybe stonks don't just go up. Yeah, stonks could go down today, and we are looking at a very, very interesting point where we've got the S&P 500, Nasdaq, Russell all down. We've got crude oil, Brent oil, all of those things up. In fact, commodities across the board up. And then we've got silver and gold also up. Gold just about to hit that 1800 potential resistance. Don't worry, we do have the microphone. It should be on. All right, let's have a look at the room here. We've got so many people coming in. Siddharth, Dave, we've got Sapphire coming in, Finken. So many people telling us that it's gone bad. There we go. All right, we're working. Don't worry. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. So many people coming in the room, I can't even name all of you. So look, today's going to be an interesting one. Can we hold low? That's going to be the question for the Nasdaq, for the S&P 500. It's something that I'll be looking at pretty much for the rest of the day. Of course, we'll be looking at some stonks and stocks as well in terms of what's happening. PLTR had a really amazing kind of Friday. We saw ARK go back into it. Let's have a look at some of the news together to start with, because I think the news is always worthwhile kind of just considering here. One of the first bits of news I noticed, Tesla's Bitcoin gambit, whatever you want to call it, already has made $1 billion. Now, here's the hilarious thing. That's more than the 2020 profit from car sales. So maybe Elon should just invested in Bitcoin, yeah? He would have done very well. So that's already up basically, what, 75-ish% on the $1.5 billion. Pretty amazing. When we also think about what's happening right now, of course, investors supposedly fleeing to bonds, whatever, bonds are bonds. And then we've also seen a massive pickup in commodities, which we were talking about before. Another one that a lot of GameStop people will be looking at, Roaring Kitty doubles down on GameStop stake. So this has led GameStop to be one of the bigger pre-market moves. If you actually have a look at GameStop, and we will very, very soon, it's up about 15%. In fact, let's load it here. We'll quickly go back to the dark here for everybody. 15%, 46.65 off that announcement. Hiro Hasegawa, thank you, and welcome to the Stonk Squad. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you very much, Hiro. Enjoy the emoticons and being part of the community. We've already got 229 viewers here, so thanks so much for coming out on this Monday. Yes, it's a Monday market open this week. Let's quickly switch the over to the charts and go back to doing some analysis. So what do you guys think about today? Are we thinking that today is going to be red, green by the end of it? Because the S&P 500, I can tell you, is at a critical point. Anyone that watched the video on the weekend, I kind of talked about this. I talked about the fact that we were at a very close point. Whoa, we've got another person joining the community. Laura T, welcome to the Stonk Squad. Thanks so much for joining the community. Hopefully you enjoy it all. Make sure... Oh no, I'm just screaming a bit. It's not, the mic is not actually up. I'm just excited. I always get excited if we can purchase things at better value, and we'll be talking about how that value may come through as well. Remember, I said last week, I've got a little bit of powder ready for a miniature pullback. Will this be it? So let's have a look here. Let's consider the S&P 500 futures right now. Let's consider what we've got going on. We've got the left shoulder, let's say. We've got the head. We've got the right shoulder. I think it looks even better on, of course, the Nasdaq, which we will look at. But the break actually is already coming through. It has to hold below. We've talked about the daily a few times. Let's have a look at the SPX here. So let's load that SPX up. Let's go to the daily. Load this up. So if we opened right now, we'd be down here somewhere. 38.73. So 38.73 would put us right here. What's that? The 20 exponential moving average for the S&P. So I actually expect to be somewhere around here or here. So either 38.84 on open or a 38.73. Kunal says he's already blown through all of the powder. Wow. That was fast there, Kunal. Spot price says red today, up by the end of the week, but I have no real idea. Fair enough. Inflation panic. Yeah, possibly the excuse to bring it down. Remember, it was always going to be in plain sight what they claim. Whenever you come up with excuses for depreciating or sending down the market, it's often sometimes quite stupid when you think about it in the past or the history, but it's always in plain sight. Is there inflation? Possibly. Are commodities going up? Yes. Are collectibles going up? Absolutely. Collectibles have gone insane, and we don't really know whether that's inflation or something else. These closes are key. Getting under these wicks on the real market, in fact, also busting under the 20. Let's say we had a candle that got under all of that, back to the 50, back to the 3,800 would actually be probably what we see this week. We know that when the markets are fearful, they tend to move faster. Let's have a look through the previous movements here on the market. Quick sell-off, followed by, of course, some big moves each way. Quick sell-off again. Very quick sell-off, consolidation, further sell-off, and then that happened again. And then we went on to, of course, the November into now run. So the sell-offs have generally been quite brutal, but incredibly short. So they've been very, very short. In fact, this one was 200 and something points. What would this pull back to? So this one here was 864 to 7, so it wasn't even 200 points. So we haven't seen a 200 point plus pullback for a while. Even these ones were 36 down to 32, so 400 points in length. Around that 8 to 10% is a general correction. So around 8 to 10%. Now, I've said it many times, if we do get the correction, I don't expect it to get much under 3,600. And the reason why is I think there's going to be a huge amount of purchasing here. And there's also going to be a huge amount of purchasing because of the Nasdaq. Because the Nasdaq will also come to the same level. That'll be about that 12,400, 12,000 level. Very, very interesting points. Larry Petty says, move out of the tech and move into the financials and industrials. So industrials are certainly an interesting play. Financials are becoming near the end of their value cycle. I will say this, and make sure you do the research on this. During the early stage of a next bull run, let's say we're in an 8 to 10 year bull run right now, and that was the financial crash. So we've got 8 to 10 years. The first 3 to 6 months, remember, is where we see the value come back in. Then it goes back to being growth is the best. And you'll see in the middle of the cycle, certain sectors perform better. So healthcare will perform better during that sector. You'll also see utilities. Often when markets start peaking, you also see consumer staples do really, really well. End of the cycle stuff, they'll all rotate round. Right now is probably not a great time for consumer staples. They're probably a bit cooked in terms of price. You've seen utilities fall, of course, with the stuff going on in the US. And by the way, to the US viewers out there, I hope you are doing okay. That was it's getting pretty wild out there. Tadas, you certainly didn't miss gold and silver. We're talking about that. I'm just talking about the literal moves here on the Nasdaq, on the market moving forward. I think we'll be talking about this quite a lot today. Look at this. Nasdaq, of course, the lead down market at this stage, and it will continue to be so. If we continue to see selling off in the markets, commodities and financials are expected to hold up, and we'll probably see the fall in the others. Okay, so US 100, we'll come back to this. We'll be visiting this several times throughout today. I just wanted to say straight away, the close under that SPX is the key for me to seeing that further pullback that we possibly want to get the cheaper stocks. Let's now take a look at gold, and we'll go to the community as well and go some of the questions coming in here. Phil C says, include stonks and real estate, and we've had lots of inflation. There you go. Lucas Horrigan, is this the end of the bull run? Do I need to sell everything? Lucas, I wouldn't be too concerned about the bull run being over. Usually a bull cycle is for a very long time, though of course you do need to make your own kind of decisions on that. It may be a correction or a little pullback, like a small one, but I don't think it's the end of those types of things. What stocks spike because of all the bad weather? That's a good question. I couldn't exactly tell you. I mean, it'd probably be like rebuild stuff. Now, I'm not sure which one. Utilities will not usually do well off it. Which you can see, utilities was one of the worst sectors going into it, and I'm sure it'll be another sector that won't do well here. Commodities go up in general when stocks go down. Commodities can, but commodities are running hotter. So say like copper, for instance. Dr. Copper usually goes down in advance of the stock market, or it'll actually start faltering. Copper is one of the stronger ones today. Let's go back to those futures. You'll see here, copper, where is it now? Has copper come down? Somewhere in the middle, I think it was. I don't even see it. 4.1 up 0.85. So that's not that normal. Let's talk about gold here. So gold is making a recovery off its base of 1763. We've now had some structure. So you go down here, and this is the type of thing that I look for if you're trying to counter, okay? Would I be present down here buying gold? The answer is flat no. I couldn't do it because I know that if gold got through that support, I'd be absolutely busting my money. I'd be losing a lot, and it would make me sad. And I don't want to lose that much money. Sandollar77 coming in with a $4 donation. Thanks so much, Sandollar, for the coffees for today. Thank you very much, mate. Here is the point of resistance. And of course, we've got our support, and our support around that 1770 area. When you get through this market structure, this is a great sign for gold forming a base and moving towards the next level. And for a trader, this kind of pullback into this zone here, maybe hitting the 20, is a good usual pickup to something like an 1810. Now we're in the middle right now, so for people looking at the conservative, the aggressive entries are here and here, so they're pretty recent. That then pushes into an 1810 generally, 1820 zone, somewhere around that structure there. But this formation is correct to a base level for gold for now. Is it that strong? 2 hour also is showing a very nice resistance break. Let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hours also showing a close as well, and a bit of a reversal there. So all things are pointing to gold may have found a temporary base. When we go out to the bigger time frames, notice the 20 got busted there. Daily 20 sitting up here at about this 816 did find resistance there. So this area right here, 1820, pretty much where we just talked about in terms of structure, is probably where gold is going to try to move towards. And when gold moves towards that area, what's going to happen? It may find selling pressure because it has been in a downtrend recently. Pedrola says, what's your pick 3 stocks that gain the most when the checks start arriving? Just whatever's hot at the time, really, Pedrola. It'll just be whatever is literally hot right now. I guess it would be probably those things like PayPal, Square, etc. Things linked to crypto is a retail pleasure at the moment. Tom Gambold, what software are you using? TradingView for this one. We're using TradingView. Let's have a look at silver now. Now, silver's a bit of a conundrum. It's different to, of course, gold. Nice rejection candle happened off that 26. We're coming into the miniature resistances here. Well, actually, not even the miniature resistances. Today is all about possibly breaking the zone that we've talked about for some time. Seeing a proper close above 2780. Does that excite me? Yes. Why? Because I think silver should be up here. And I've said that for some time. It's a usable metal in recoveries. On top of it being a usable metal, guys, we also have the fact that it's being squeezed. It is probably being squeezed. We all know it's manipulated heavily, so that could be quite good. Sandollar says, Sandollar Index is betting VXX will break resistance of 25. Don't worry, Sandollar. We'll be looking at that very, very soon. We also haven't even looked at the dollar index yet, but the dollar index is just floating in the middle of nowhere. KR says, bought myself a shiny gold bar. Very good. Yes, it is the trading view. Sang says, the medium-term decline of gold isn't great, though. No, it hasn't been great. And we may have possibly seen the peak for now for gold when you saw that 2000. I tend to think not. I think there's another spurt in it. Loretta says, leave gold, buy BTC. That's another reason why I think gold has suffered. I think a lot of people have removed from it. So silver, 2780. It's our resistance zone that we've seen here. We've seen here. No body closes. Remember, body closes is key. And we gapped above it last time when the squeeze was on. Look at this, no body closes. So we always say the confirmation is key and the close is key. And the close is everything in the war of a candlestick. Think about it. It's a war between the bulls and the bears. The area that they close it at is the area where the true sentiment lies at the end of that candle. And that war over that period. It's more important when you go to a daily because, of course, that's a day's worth of trade, a day's worth of information. A weekly, even more powerful. You're less likely to have a false signal on a weekly S&P candle than you are in a daily, than you are in a 4 hour, than you are in a 1 hour. It's part of the reason why, for me, I like swing trading. When I trade, it's different to investing, of course, but I like swing because I can focus on the larger time frames and go through more, I guess you would say, quality kind of positions. Dollar index here. Let's have a look at this. So weekly is a crappy candle, actually. Look at this weekly. Crappy candle, rejection candle. Now we've opened today and we've gone down again. So the actual rejection last week, look at the close. Were the bulls or the bears in control? That's the question we've got to ask ourselves. And I think I would say straight away, it was not the bulls that were in control here. It looks like it was the bears. By the way, welcome to the 554 people already joining us. Only 20 minutes into the stream, even with the tech difficulties we had there. Thanks so much. So here is the bearish candle. We're trading the 90-20 right now. I've got set up here 90 basically flat will be where my zone is. And a break close below 90 this week, I'm going to say signals not only the low, but probably taking out that low. I think that will be the next negative sentiment towards dollar index. But if we bounce around this area, bounce back up, we're looking for a close above 91 on the smaller time frames. Any of those things. Buy silver with crypto. You can probably do that. Shalepo says, hello, remember you were mentioning a few times after Chinese New Year, there's usually a large BTC sell-off. So after Chinese New Year, my thought process was that there would be a BTC improvement and we would see the sell-off before. We did have a sell-off before, but of course, Elon Musk was a catalyst to bring it up. So did we go from 40,000 down to 30? Yes, that was the sell-off. It didn't hold low because Elon Musk obviously invested with Tesla, and that led to everyone talking and speculating on every company basically investing in crypto. March is an incredibly weak month for crypto. So yes, I would expect a pullback throughout March, just in general, especially for Bitcoin. We did see some movement though, like XRP right now as we speak is actually moving again back into the 60s. So if it continues to do that, it's had a run on it that is uncharacteristic in terms of it just came out of nowhere compared to the other coins. We'll be explaining that soon. Doug Moore, I literally just said it. Did you check XRP on a big run in the last day? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. We'll be looking at that in Bitcoin and more. So dollar index, I literally think this chart is unreadable. I think it's crap. I mean, is that an engulfing candle? Sure. Are they moving averages? Sure. Would I be more bearish than bullish? Sure. It's still crap. I wouldn't trade that because it doesn't interest me. Let's go to the VIX. We've got a 24 handle here on the VIX. Resistances, potentially broken. VIX is holding above the magical 24 for us. Let's zoom this out, go to the daily and talk about it. So 24, look at these rejections. Rejection VIX, to be determined. So today it started high. Will the VIX hold up? I mean, it's been a good trade for VIX traders that were looking at that 20 saying, you know what, Tom? You know what, community? I think the 20 is a good level to buy the VIX because it's been consistent. It's a good level. I'm going to do it. Well, you've reaped some rewards so far. The question is, can it hold above 24? Daily close above 24 will break this sentiment of the paper hands on the VIX, if you want to say, and the movement down. So I have 24 as an alert for me, which I'll time with probably the SPX also breaking under those wick candles. Very important zone for me. Colin says, I am long dollars simply because every man and his dog short / hates it, just taking the other side as a punt. There's nothing wrong with that, Colin. Oftentimes what will happen is when it reaches a incredible hysteria towards, oh, I hate that. Everyone thinks it's bad, is when it's overdone. So the move's overdone and you'll see a correction and then everyone will say, how the hell did that happen? What do you mean it's going up? That doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. It's like when reports come out and people say it doesn't make sense. It makes perfect sense when you look at the valuation as compared to the report. So Commonwealth Bank, classic one for Australians out there, gives the report the other day. The report's down. The stock is bloody over. It's really overpriced. It's really overpriced, and it declines. And people say, oh, it wasn't as bad as we expected. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, it's just not as good as the valuation of the stock. Sandollar77 says, Sandollar Index purchased some VXX calls already. Oops. For today, Sandollar, you're a keen person. Good luck. US Dollar says, Cami, yes, we'll be doing that. What about Palantir? Yes, we'll be doing that. Don't worry, Ben. Many things. Welcome to the 611 people coming to the room today and the new members of the community as well. We already had 2 people join up, so thank you very much for that. Do appreciate it. Okay, just wanted to mention, GameStop, remember, we did see Roaring Kitty supposedly buy more. Now, I'm not a huge fan of this stock in terms of the play on it. You guys know that. I think it's a complete gamble. But it is up on that sentiment. So it shows you again, let's see if it can hold the sentiment. That's about as good a catalyst as you can get. We'll see how that holds through. Let's now look at cryptocurrency. What's going on in the crypto world? So, firstly, Bitcoin. It's been a long time since we've seen this daily 20. Long time. Look at that beautiful run. What a great run. So will it intersect with like a 50,000 and the daily 20? Does it need to come back that low? Let's go to the 4 hour. So for the first time, the 20 moving average on the 4 hour has not held this move all the way up. It was a glorious thing. It had similar characteristics about it, which was always we would get a wick and then we would get usually a wick or a close right on it with some wick candles showing strength. Now here, what do we see? We've got the wick candle, guys. But I want to zoom in. Because I don't want you to be caught by this again. Because this is the nasty creature stuff that people do. Look at this. How much is that? Let me find this. Let me go down to let me draw my little line. I want to know how much they were nasty. 1 hour. Okay. Oh, it's like a demon number too. 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. All right, so we've got 5, 6, 600, and then the 6, 6, 6, 6, 6. Basically, a small slither thin margin above that wick. Now, that wick was looking good. So for me, the way I'd trade this, do I like this pickup? Sure. You've got 2 choices. One, if you're going to trade it, you may just have your stop loss under here and you've got hit already. Okay, sure, that's fine. You may buy here. You may buy possibly just on the 20. That's a valid thing. When you wait for the candle though, you should always put it slightly above by a percentage of that move, usually around 10%, and that will hurt you in terms of you think, oh, I'm going to lose profit because of that. But what will happen is it will save 2 or 3 trades out of 10. And when that happens and you save trades, you, of course, have less losers, which means that you don't have to go and get that money back. Everything was looking good here, except for it didn't make just enough high. Matthew Tainch coming in here, $10. So thanks so much, Matthew. You've been a great supporter in the stream. Hey, Tom, I was wondering your midterm 1 to 3 years on gold. Would it still be a good hedge for inflation? I tend to think it may not be, Matthew, as much as it used to be. And look, I think gold will go up. I just don't think it's going to be an amazing investment. And what I mean by that is it's moved heavily already. You've already seen a very big appreciation on it, and that's great. I think silver will do better because of its real world use and the fact that it's being held lower. So I think silver is the better play. And I do think that also because you've now got these 2 gold standards in the world, let's call Bitcoin a gold standard, the one we're looking at right now, and gold a gold standard. For most millennials, for most people around, I believe, our age and under, we see Bitcoin as gold. So you're actually taking a whole bunch of people that generally trade this and you're saying, okay, we can now not do it. Here's actually a great one. Loretta says BTC, wait, no, it wasn't from Loretta. Someone said it was poor man's gold. Oh, KR, crypto is a poor man's gold. the most obvious pyramid scheme. All right, well, not that part. But yes, the idea is that, yes, it is a purchased asset that many people believe in that age group. So I do think you've got a bit of a split here on gold, but I do think gold will go over 2,000, probably hit like a 2,200 by that period. Not an amazing return, but I do believe something like that is about 2,200 is where I feel. Delphine says SEC Ripple case is happening today. So a lot of speculation going in on that one. Let's have a look at Ripple here. You can see the volatility coming through this pair. Pumped from 51 all the way up to 65, back down to 52, now trading 58. What is going to happen with the SEC case? So if anyone's been watching on YouTube, there's actually this lawyer guy that breaks it down. I've actually watched a few of his videos. Seems all right. Seems like a cool guy. I don't know what his name is, otherwise I'd shout him out. Maybe someone in the room knows. But the way that they're approaching this, I doubt that the SEC will end up taking Ripple out. It will either go after maybe the owners of Ripple, the ones that gave themselves too much of it, or it won't probably try to stop this over long term. It'll probably try to settle. Now, the question is, do they settle today? Do they settle in March? And that's what this wild speculation could be on. When do we settle, or do we settle at the end of the year? End of the year is too slow for this type of thing. Let's talk about the foundation here. Supports off the 50. Nice psychological level. Resistance actually closed above. That's bullish. Current market movement, relatively bullish. A close above 65, very bullish. Where do we get the next level? 75. Now we break through 75. Look at this. We close above 75, which we've never done for a long time. Look at this. Under 75. Where are we going? Dollar. How many people are going to sell this coin at $1? A lot is the answer, because people have been stuck in Ripple for a long time. XRP holders, they've probably flushed them out and people have gone to other coins, but I do think there's a lot of dollar sellers. Milton Bates says gold is a relic of the physical age. Loretta says I'm 58 and I love the crypto. Well, that's good, Loretta. Legal Briefs, Matthew Tange says. Yes, that's the one. Legal Briefs. He's a pretty cool guy. And I'm not the biggest fan of the lawyers usually. Dino Nidro says Apple shorting, any thoughts? Yes, I think it got through a trend line. I think earnings per share is quite high from a fundamentals perspective. And yeah, I mean, we will look at that very, very soon. So let's do ETH, because we got a request for this one. ETH showing some weakness here. I've said many times on the channel that I think ETH is underpriced at this point to BTC. Now, ETH is coming for the 20 moving average. Now, both last times it actually didn't even get there. It bounced before it got to the zone. But now we're at a very good level. Basically, the 20 moving average is being reached. Is this the point where we expect ETH to possibly bounce back up? It hit the magical 2,000. I think there's more in it. I think that ETH could have 2,600 in it, just from a purely based on current BTC price. Maybe even 3K if BTC keeps running. But is it now, or do we see a bigger correction back to this structure? So I'm going to have a couple of alerts. I do have an alert here at around this 1750 zone. And then I've got another alert for me down in the 1400. And I think that if we see a bigger correction, this is the type of correction that happens in crypto quickly. I think it hits that 50 and then maybe bounces off that. Let's go back in time, back to 2017, to understand the full-on crashes that happen in BTC and ETH. 860 during a bull cycle, 860 down to 512 in literally, 1, 2, 4 days around Christmas. That's an epic collapse. Yeah, no one likes that collapse. That's a big collapse. It happened with a full recovery. Let's say we're here in the cycle right now. We're not even at the peak, not even at the crescendo. A few people ask me where I think Bitcoin could be. Well, we'll talk about that. But this particular point here may not have even happened. Is the mass media talking about crypto? Sure. Are they going crazy on crypto right now? Not that much. I haven't been asked by 80-year-olds what to buy crypto yet. So when that happens, you know you're near the end. Wade F says, is today going to be another red day? It looks like it. What are our futures doing here? So US 500 up a little bit here, 38.79. So my prediction was it would come in right on the low or the 20 exponential moving average, either or. It'll be right on those numbers. So my thoughts here on Bitcoin and ETH, I think ETH is underquoted. Just purely the BTC price. Where can BTC go? Somewhere around like the 80, maybe 100 is possible. I think it's going to take a lot to get it there. It'll start to slowly climb, and then maybe it'll go hyperactive and push like 10, 20,000 in a few days. But at this point, I think we are about to get a sell-off into March. I do feel that March, there might be a pickup now, but March will be a weak month, is my thoughts. What's the barista saying? He's saying the guy's on $500,000. He took his little 100 onto $500,000. He's holding strong. Loretta says Ethereum 3,000, possibly there, Loretta. Thanks so much to the 775 people joining us already. Samurai says crypto is the lottery for our generation. That is also true. Could be. Okay, let's have a look at some other things. So ADA, XRP all over the place. Lots and lots and lots of craziness going on here. Look at the 1 minute chart. If you had a lot of money in XRP today, you are going to be feeling it. Look at all the craziness going on here. It will continue to go like this in speculation. Now we'll see what happens with that SEC thing. Again, just to recap, Tesla, of course, investment in Bitcoin's almost worth, well, it is worth more than their profits. Roaring Kitty bought some GameStop, which could mean something for today. But let's get into some stocks. So we had a request there for Apple. Apple pre-market down 1.5 to 127.92. What are my thoughts? I think that 125 should have some buying pressure at. Previous resistances should act as support. Apple is also every $5. So that means every $5, there's generally a support or a resistance. Look at 120, resistance, support. 115, not as strong, but it's not around. 110, decent buying pressure the first time. And then of course the magical 100 if it ever got there. I don't think Apple's going that low, but we did see trimming by Warren Buffett, Vanguard last week. That tends to make me think that people believe there's a little bit too expensiveness in some of these stocks, and they're going to go, okay, let's go down. 125 first target. I'd be surprised if we bounce off these levels instead of going down a little bit now to around. Loretta says 1 year to 100,000, Tom, for BTC. Pablo, yes, we'll look at Neo today. We'll get it quite a few times. Donk and Dave says, assuming this is a downturn, what do you set your stop losses, prices, or percentage? So the way that I deal with downturns, well, you've got two portfolios, yeah? With your trades, you've probably already been hit out by a lot of stop losses in the futures, and you'll probably get hit out if the SPX gets underneath those wicks. Let's just say that's what happens. So if that's the way you're trading, then you should already be out, and then you reverse if necessary. That's trading. You don't usually continuously move your hold down. Now, it depends what your strategy is. Are you swing trading? Are you scalping? Or are you day trading? It's really different on that. I'd probably suggest if you're not sure on stop losses and take profits, look, we do run a course on it. I think that's probably the best place to learn. But what are you trading? You're trading a pattern. If the pattern's broken, you've got to take the loss. Loretta says buy on downturns. Yeah, well, buy on downturns for your investments if you have conviction in the companies that you want to hold. But remember, I actually think Warren Buffett's application is correct. And this is because sentiment is key. If the market closed and then didn't open for 10 years, how confident and how happy would you be to hold that particular stock? Now, I can tell you, I've traded some stocks recently that I would not be happy to hold through that time. In fact, I'd be freaking out about them. But there's some in my portfolios that I would say, yes, I would love to hold it for 10 years and I don't care at all. E.g., maybe a Disney. So Apple, yes, not holding support. Tesla, probably still one of my ones for the day that I'm going to look at. We're looking at a 763. Now, I've been bearish on Tesla for the entirety of the last couple of days. And the main reason is this is the first time we've ever seen structure that is showing bearish intentions for Tesla. It's the first time. We've never seen it before. So this is the point now where I could see Tesla coming back down to a 700 handle, possibly a 650. I think there is a lot of buying pressure there. I also think the first hour of trade generally has a lot of retail traders in it. So when we see that first hour open, what's been happening? Buying pressure's been coming through, followed by selling pressure. It's actually melting down quite slowly. So we look at these timeframes here, like a 2 hour 20 or a 1 hour 20. Notice it's just slowly dwindling down throughout this sessions. Picking up all of that latent demand. We had someone say before, hey Tom, I'm already out of powder, I'm done. Well, maybe they're buying every $5 on the way down here, who knows. KR says Tesla is probably worth $100 to $200, which is still good. Hey, it's still good on where it was a while ago. But I do think there's going to be a lot of purchasing in certain points here. All right, let's have a look at PLTRs. We're going to get asked about this one quite a few times. So this pre-market's actually up 2%. So in a down day, PLTR 29.55, the power of ARK investing in something. So ARK, of course, came out and said they added it to their main. If you now go and have a look at ARK, their main portfolio, I think it's got about 5 million shares. Is that correct? Something like that of PLTR in it. That's caused, they purchased it around here. And that's, of course, caused a bit of a flurry in purchases. One thing I never understand, though, sometimes is people are following ARK. Wouldn't you be better off just to invest in the company that's getting the better price than you? I kind of find that strange. We were talking to somebody about this today, and they're saying everyone's just following ARK's investments. Or is it because then you can have it in your portfolio and say, yes, I picked this? I'm not sure. But yeah, ARK probably got it around here, and people are purchasing it around here now, following that ARK news. Is it going to find problems at 30? I would argue yes. This is where there's been that resistance selling, but the power of this company, as in ARK investment, is massive to these stocks. Kanal says, yes, I went big on Tesla. There you go. See, Kanal, I knew you probably did it on Tesla. I'm not sure why you should have got kicked out of chat, Kevin. I ignore that. No worries. Francis says GME, diamond hands. Good luck. Ape strong, of course. CCIV up 15%. I'm actually surprised. CCIV is up 15% here. It is too. 60.75. Someone mentioned to me, Klim, I think, actually mentioned to me that there was potentially Kumarth having a bid for this whole CCIV kind of venture thing. Is that true? I thought that was going to push the market down here a little bit. Lou, Sendel, scary. Lou's got some interesting ones there. He's got Sendel. Sendel is not one of those stocks that I would say is very, very good. Sendel here, pre-market 1.63. This stock is not like every other stock that probably are in your list there, Lou. This one here really has pump and dump characteristics of epic proportions. The pump, the dump, the very little value, plus they list shares at the same time. Neo was a request from before, so let's do that right now. Let's have a look at Neo. Just checking some messages. Got a couple of messages that said no sound from before. So Neo actually breaking low here. Not a good sign for Neo holders. It means we probably move like the rest of the EV space. Remember, Tesla's doing the same thing. We've got our resistances up here at 64 into 66 kind of zone. We've now tested from the bottom up that previous support. Where to next for Neo? And I would certainly argue that it could be relatively low here. Look at the gains though. The gains have been amazing. If we have another down day, we probably at least go to 48 over the shorter term here, possibly down even into the 40. This is all quite possible. Now, you may not want to hear that, but 44, 48, and 40 are all previous resistance, previous supports, previous supports. These zones are going to matter for Neo to hold up. And of course, if Tesla starts diving, expect the EV space to start diving. Paul says, what are the best Oz stocks for us to keep an eye on? I mentioned last year I was a big fan of iron ore. Iron ore's probably gone now from a point of great returns. I am a blue chip investor generally in Australian market. Our back end market is very, very weak. I will be getting together a list though of some of the things that I'm looking at soon, so you can check that out, Paul. So I will have that one. AABB, Larry. This is is this actually the code? Something pegged to gold. Basically, Larry Petty says a new token will be added this week and it's price pegged to gold. AABB is the stock. Can you review its chart? Well, its chart's been penning. Mikhail Fonarov, thank you so much. $9.99 says thank you. No, thank you. Appreciate that, Mikhail. Very generous donation. Thank you so much. This is a massive pennant. It's kind of got to the end, so you'd want it to break right now and do it aggressively. I don't like it when pennants get this far. Remember the rule of symmetrical triangles, because effectively a pennant is a long kind of pole with pennant or symmetrical triangle attached to it. You want it to break around here. So you get the start, you get the kind of middle, that's the third. Then you get the second section, that's the 2/3. And then you get the last section, which is the last, the 3/3. The 3/3 component is you don't usually want to see that. You want to have that explosive break at the end of the 2/3. And the idea behind that is just psychological. If we break at 2/3, what are we doing? We're breaking ahead of the full pattern confirmation, showing intention in the market of strength. Momentum is so strong, it couldn't wait. It's coiled enough. Let's go to the next move. Riot, Clove, quite a lot of these ones coming in here. Let's have a look at a few of them. So Riot's been one that we've looked at quite a few times. Pre-market down 10. It's proven me wrong a little bit, this one. I thought I thought whatever that 2017 high was going to stop it. It didn't care. Yeah, I thought about $50 it would spike to 50. It didn't care. It kept going. It hit just underneath 80. Did every $10 is important on Riot. It's come down. It's then bounced back up. So look, it's incredibly far away from every normal metric because it's on, let's say, a rocket ship to the moon. What have we now got? Some structure here. We have to go down to the hour to probably at least try to get some of the structure through. We have our resistances. We have our supports now put in place. We know the 60 or around that $60 is support. We know around the $80 is resistance. We break $80. Let's call this a channel. If we have a channel, what distance do we take, guys? We take this. We take the channel. Yes, yes, yes. To the up, pushes for the 100. To the down, you don't want to talk about it. Pushes to the 40. That's the type of thing I'm looking for on Riot. You want to see that structure, and then you want to see either the break in the direction of trend, ideally, and you can take it usually for 80% of your expectation, which is the movement. Now, why can I call this a channel or a range? Because it is starting to range. You can see here, the support buying came back down again, got very close to the top, and now we're in the middle again. And they're both around the $10 mark. So every $10 is important. You can see the 70, the 80, and the 60. That's my thoughts on Riot. Yes, they're both Bitcoin linked, so they will move a little bit with Bitcoin and the hype of crypto, of course. What's up with BTC right now? Yeah, it's not moving so nicely, is it? 53. Well, it broke the key. So this actually just continued to go down then. 50,000. Oh, will this 50 be anything? I think it's going for the daily. So the daily 20. It's been too long for Bitcoin to be away from that, and it's overdue a correction. Now, for anyone that's traded Bitcoin a long time or crypto a long time, what is a standard correction? To the crowd, to the community. What is the standard correction between two percentages? What happens when crypto dumps? Tell me right now, percentage-wise, how much does it generally dump on average? Let me know. For anyone that went through 2017, you know how brutal it can get. And that's before the 2017 dump off or 18 dump off. Reddit says buy physical silver. A lot of people talking about that. Look, silver's been strong. You know, I like silver, but silver must hit the right level. US market coming in at 38.77. Let's just quickly load those futures up here again. 38.77. This one will be a bit delayed. 38.74. VIX is up. VIX on our one is, of course, at the 24. Very important we continue seeing that. Do I dare click the crypto? Oh, it's red. Oh, we haven't seen red in a while. That's not good. Here come the percentages. No idea from Sal. 30%, baby, says Philip. 8 to 10% drop. I'm not sure about that one. 30%, $10.77. 20, Hero, Lord. 50% minimal. Cambo Vision, were you just trading 2018? You're just like, oh my God, that's not a correction that goes back up. That's the end of the run. We don't want the end of the run. Yeah, about 20 to 30%. That's right, Dutch. So 20 to 30% is incredibly common. And what you do with 20 to 30% is you've got to find the key moving averages, the key correction spaces. Now, traditionally, if you go back through some movements here, did we hit, because remember, the past history tells us where the corrections are. We had actually some high percentage corrections through this. What happened? It didn't go to a weekly 20. So we can discount, weekly 20 is bad because weekly 20 on all of these runs that have previously happened hasn't been the point it goes back to. Bitcoin moons, when it moons, it doesn't like the weekly 20. So the weekly 20 is not the answer. Is the daily 20 the answer? Possibly. Buying off this point. Let's have a look back in 17. Get back into 17. What happened here? When it corrected, did it even hit that? No. But when it did get incredibly hyped, it went that 20 to 30% down. So I actually used the percentage method. And I say, look, if I'm going to have a stab at it, let's say it's not leveraged or whatever, I usually will do it in those percentages because it seems like it's a pretty valid discount. And that's what you look for, 20 to 30%. 40% correction, buy. 40% correction would literally be the end of the cycle. And I don't think that's going to happen in a few minutes. So Bitcoin here crashing down to 52.8. That's down 8%. XRP up. Let's load up this thing, actually. Let's load up and have a look what's going on here. There's a lot going on today, isn't there? Let's look at this. 1.665 to 1.638. 54,000. We know... Oh, 52. There we go. Let me just load that again. 53-ish. This is actually still out of date. It's a little bit delayed. It's starting to come in. 52.9. So 1756 for Ethereum. I think it could, if it does drop, it could go to the 1400s. Don't be scared. It's happened before. Binance 238. Polkadot, who I don't even know where that thing will go, but it'll just go with the crowd. Cardano down 17%, now 95. So this is the standard correction. Now the alts can go around 30% to 40%. So they can go more than cryptos in Bitcoin and Ethereum. Ethereum will go higher. Bitcoin will go the least. Look to Bitcoin. It's like looking to a blue chip share. If Apple hits massive support, like $100, are you going to be looking at the market saying, maybe I want to buy? Possibly, yeah. All right. We'll continue to watch this. Hitting the 50 exponential on the 4 hour here. Has that been a good buy zone? During this one, it was okay. It had bounced it a few times. I only use moving averages that usually make a lot of sense. Little bit of a buy off there. Previous resistance. I could see some buying here. But still, this could be the one that goes for the percentage. It's Probot says those damn crypto whales. They're nasty creatures, aren't they? Crypto whales are kind of like Wall Street. There's nothing nice about them. Rami says, I just bought more AMC. What is AMC doing in the pre-market? AMC is up 0.88, 575. So remember, for any AMC fan, you still got to get above 6. Close above 6 equals 650. Close above 650 equals 7. Close above 7, probably even higher. As in not even 50 cents. Probably goes like $1 at that point. But these 50-cent increments are all that matters for AMC right now. Close above, etc., etc., etc. Let's go again to the room here. Dave G says FOMO. Yes, a lot of FOMO. Frank says kind of looks like BTC may be wave 3 of a 5-wave pattern. It's possible, yeah. So look, the thing with BTC and waves and stuff is that you can always have like waves. I mean, Elliott wave theory is maybe I'll go through it on the stream one day. It can be very, very tough to use, and I find it very difficult to trade with. It's okay for investment though. Thank you so much to the 1,000 people joining us today already. We're still about 2 hours away from pre-market. If you do enjoy the stream, please remember to smash that thumbs up and subscribe. Of course, help the community out by joining us and do all that stuff. All right. We'll continue to go here. ADA, finding a little bit. That 50 exponential is holding. The structure is holding. You can see how fast that bounce happened. 1,000 off that level. Gets under this level, 50,000. Going to be a lot of buying around that level. Sal De Cristo, $4.99. Is RYCEY undervalued? Thanks so much for the donation there, Sal. Let's do this one. RYCEY. Rolls Royce. We've done this one a few times on the position. So let's have a look. Why is it trading like this? Is this just the OTC contract for it? We can use the RR for this, can't we? Look, is it undervalued? We did this a little while ago, and I said this was the most important point, this 132 area. Monthly rejection wicks. Notice there's been no monthly that can hold above even the 113. Let's go to the weekly. Okay, so there's been some weeklies here. So my thought process is we need to form base, and we need to form an inverse head and shoulders. So we've got the left, the head, the right. Right now, everything's making sense to this. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Incredibly strong pattern if it forms on the base of an accumulation of, let's say, an undervalued or value stock. We break through, we close above. It must be a weekly. I repeat that, it must be a weekly, and most likely what's going to happen is it's going to come up into an earnings report, and the earnings report will bust it through. But yes, there is some definite gains to be had here if it gets through those key levels. For now, anything can happen. I mean, it could go down here, hit 40, and then move up. I believe it's the same thing. You're just trading the OTC. I'm pretty sure it's the same one. Thanks so much for the donation. But yeah, that 134-ish, look for weekly close above that. And I'd say there's an alert, come back, make your own assessments on it at that point. First Last says we should start a pump and dump group. Not near me, man. I can't be doing that. But yeah, there's plenty of them out there, don't worry. I do not condone pump and dump groups. Just remember, someone gets really hurt by the pump and the dump. Bitcoin now recovering a little bit there. ETH slower to recover. Remember, if you see Bitcoin recovering, you're happy with the recovery, what's the best thing to do? Possibly jump into the alt. The alt moves after BTC. I feel bad for you. Avac says, yo, I just panic sold. So panic sold the BTC. When should I buy more BTC? Well, if you panic sold and you can't hold it, then, well, especially if you sold this area here, I think that's a bit of a blunder. But you know, it's still only $1,000. I mean, it's a lot of money, but in the BTC world, it's not that crazy. If you're thinking about where's the next levels, just work the calculation out. Take the 58,000, work out the 20% drop, wherever that is. Possibly that's interesting. I think there's a lot of market structure around this kind of 48,000 to 50,000 that will act as buying pressure here for BTC. It's hit the first one. If you get through there, where do you logically go? Towards the 50 and the 48. You can also take a fib of the entire move because BTC trades really, really Fibonacci-wise very nicely and everything else very nicely. take the movement here technically, and then where's the 38.2? It's still very far away. It hasn't even hit a 23.6 of the last run. Let's have a look at how, if the fibs worked on the previous run up here. 38.2 fib was reached. 38.2 fib is my favorite fib. 38.250, always the buy zone, generally in big bull runs there. Even like the SP, when we look at it, there it is there. That's the zone. S&P 500, by the way, 38.78 coming into the pre-market open here. Trarig says, I have heard that GME is undervalued and they're still diamond hands here. Diamond Gorilla. Good luck there. Yes, it's undervalued. Very undervalued. Do you like that stock though? That's the question. 10% up in the pre-market. 44.75. We'll look at it a little bit later if it continues to hold into the open. It's been notorious for having a good pre-market and then failing on us, but we'll continue to watch. I can't tell you if it's a good buy right now or not. That 50 moving average was certainly a zone, and then the next zones are those other levels that I just mentioned. That's kind of my thought process on it. AVAC. Just remember, I can't give you that kind of information. It's not possible. Thanks so much to the 1,063 people joining us right now. Really do appreciate it. K2 Podcast says, I want to know who the 3 people came in to hit the unlike button for virtually free information and opinions. It's all right, man. You got to have people. Maybe someone doesn't like me saying that Tesla might go down because they got Tesla positions. Hey, I don't blame you. You don't have to like me for that. Quite a few people coming in and talking about Bitcoin right now. Of course, that's going to be a big discussion point of the day. Hit the 50 exponential, hit the previous resistances, is finding buy pressure. It's really only in that first 10% of a decline. We haven't had a decent one for a little while in the bull cycle. Valdo says PLTR went above 30 just then. So it's 30.11 in the pre-market. It's all right. 30.11. Where is the point of resistance? Round here. This 30 kind of resistance. This 30.55. So PLTR, look, it might keep running. You can't stop ARK. And when people hype it in, that's the big thing. But this zone here is the resistance. Let's have a look at my rankings for the day. What's the most popular? Most popular trending stocks, CCIV, obviously up pre-market. CRO, Crypto.com coin. I saw that one before, went up crazy. Tesla, Boeing, NextGen, Boeing. Let's have a look at BA. Some people said that they like the airplane stock. This airplane stock I could buy. Now, I could not buy, as I've mentioned several times, actually freight airplanes or anything that does transportation, because I hate the risk of one falling out of the sky and then all of a sudden it's all over and things go bad and you lose a lot of money. This is actually a really great setup appearing on Boeing. You have the previous kind of left here shoulder, you have the head, and you definitely have the right shoulder. This is a classic beautiful resistance as well, just below that 220. We didn't quite break it last week. We're now down to 210 pre-market, down 3%. It could reverse. You need a close above here to confirm you anything. But as you guys know, what do I do with these? I proof them, yeah? I take the distance from here to the neckline. I proof that out, and I'm going to guess it hits the resistance. I wonder why that happens. That means it's a really good pattern. So when you can proof it back into the previous resistance, and that's no BS. That's exactly how it works. You saw that. Neckline to the head. I wasn't just drawing it and using spatial awareness. Back up into the resistance. We saw that with the Cochlear the other day stock. We've seen that plenty of times play out. So it's a really nice pattern in the overall trend. Let's go to the weekly here. Still a long way to go to get back to the glory of Boeing. Some really weird movements. Crazy flurry, really crap. Crazy flurry, really crap for some time. possible crazy flurry once the market's done. We'll have to see. At close, up 4.31. Pre-market, down 3. I don't like airline stocks, Delphine. Unfortunately, I don't. What happened over the weekend with an engine falling off? Did we do Apple? Yes, we certainly did do Apple. Doak says, yo, question for my man. What kind of scanners do you use after hours to catch big movers for the next morning? Working on that now. Well, obviously you can use, it depends what do you mean? Like this type of scanner or the way I scan? So I will be doing a scan stream one time on this. Definitely subscribe if you want to check it out. I'll do it probably on a day that's less hectic and it's a bit boring, and we'll do a scanner stream. So you can use FinViz, you can use a multitude of different things. You can just have a watch list for things that you're looking at. Depends what you want to do. If you want to always be going into the next stock, the big problem with that's going to be that you won't be able to do enough due diligence into that. So if you're just trading, let's say technicals, I like to stick to the blue chips and look for key breaks and have them alerted. That's the way I like to do it. And if you use a little bit of leverage in that, okay, sure, that's the way you want to do it. If you constantly, this is a very unique market. For people who've just started, do we always have SPACs? No. Well, not in the way we do right now. Do we always have penny stocks going 500% per week? Some, but very few. And you will get caught in one, and that will inadvertently be the one you put too much money in and it will go bad. So I tend to kind of stick in a smaller range. I have like the picks, and then I keep on top of the alerts for that. But there are ways of screening it, so we'll check them out. Cosmo Gigian said 747 engine blew up and grounded 25 of their fleet. Oh, okay. All set 777s now on ground. Well, shouldn't it be up even more, down more than 3% per day? The actual pattern was really nice, but that's not good. Airbus doing well on the back of that. Yeah, there you go. Ah, interesting. Interesting indeed. So US 500 continuing to hold below. Let's just quickly go back into this one again. We do see it below the line, below the 3,900. All these supports. Remember, the daily close is key for today. Futures actually getting a 2050 cross. Been a little while since we've seen that. Actually, interestingly enough, if you look at this 2050 cross, look how long it didn't do it. This is bizarre. So it crossed and then it basically failed to actually hold a low or hold any fear. Will it do the same thing? We're going to get a cross most likely today on these futures. Will it hold the fear? Remember, the similarities between this one and last year are actually obscenely ridiculous. E.g., we started selling pretty much around that 19th of Feb. That's the same date last year. We laughed about this on the stream on Friday. But yeah, today is going to be the most important day for sentiment. And I will be looking at the SPX chart, looking for it to break and close below these wicks and signal that some of the bullish momentum's out. Now, if it holds above those again, hey, we're going back up to test the trend line. Because that's way too many rejections for me to go against. Rejection 1, rejection 2, rejection 3. I thought they could be fake. Okay, I did think they could be fake. But if we reject again, there's got to be bullish pressure back up to that trend line, you would think. That's what my day trading senses. The Spidey senses are tingling that way. Did I miss TLRY? No, we haven't looked at TLRY yet. K2 Podcast, $5. Thanks so much, K2. Have position in CAR, CARR, and believe there is a lot of room for profit, especially when compared to its competitor, Train, TT. Got into an IPO around $15. Okay. CAR, Carrier Global Corporation, I'm going to assume it is. All right, so you're right on support. Pre-market's not bad for you, 0.24%. Got in at 15. All right, let's have a look here at the monthly. It's been all green. So there's the 10 on this SPAC. Then it's moved up to 15, which is where you got into it. And now we're trading all the way up here. So one thing immediately becomes aware to me. We have the hideous long leg doji. And that's a true long leg doji. It's got legs on both sides. It tells us there's indecision at this price. We close underneath. What happens? We're moving further down. That's a bad. You do not want to be underneath the long leg doji, especially on a monthly. You close above here. That's very, very good. So that's just my first thought process, seeing that monthly. The long leg doji is more than people give it. You've come back to the 20 moving average, which has just happened on the weekly. You can see the support through all this zone. And what do we notice straight away about the weeklies here? We've got rejection wicks constantly at this level, man. Look at these buyings. All of them being bought up. Bullish hammer, all being bought at that zone or that level. Very cool. We've also got a very strong resistance, and these aren't at the typical levels. They're not psychological levels. They're just random as 41. So we've now got a range. This is a fully fledged channel and consolidation. I'm going to take that. I'm going to extrapolate that out both ways. Down. Okay, it's proofing back into structure around 31. Perfect. And up, it's proofing to just underneath the 50 range. So look, everything looks good right now. I would be paying a lot of attention to this level, this 36 kind of zone, making sure it holds above there and continues to show bullish wicks. If it shows a bearish candle here, I think you could be in for some pain. But then after that, hopefully back onto the greens. If it goes to a new move high or hovers in here, there's not much to worry about. Just consolidating. K2 says they missed their last earnings call. Well, that's all right. They can miss it if they keep holding structure like this. There's been plenty of quality companies, CSL, other ones, that haven't really been doing anything predominantly good, but they hold the structure. And that is really important. Have a question about TLRY here coming through. So TLRY, of course, synonymous with that pump and dump, down 3% pre-market to the 28. We have to go really deep into the structure here to figure out what the hell's going on, if we even can. So it's in the death lurches of kind of coming back down to fair value. Where could I see TLRY? I actually could see it down here. The problem with these weed stocks is they make very little money and they burn cash. So I do think TLRY is one of the better ones, and it is at the right level. So this previous resistances became support. Pre-market, we're sitting around the 28.31. So we're sitting right on that zone. You can see the resistance. So you know what you need to break, and you really got to dial here into the 15 minute to make a decision on what to do. So let's just draw out what we think could happen. Let's say we get the buying pressure here. Now we get under here, sell. Sell will happen. But we get the buying pressure here. We break past the 30. What is the logical conclusion at this point? Double bottom. So we get the double bottom. What's the next logical conclusion? We move in the direction of the trend to the next resistance, 34. So for me, when I'm buying these types of stocks, I probably won't buy here because I'm a bit scared of the constant lower highs it's making on the way down. But it breaks through the 30 again, closes above. I'm pretty bullish to the 34. That's my thoughts there. Also look at APHA. What about Sendal? Sorry, Hazem. Sendal, I don't believe. They issued new shares. I hate that so much for what was the essence of the pump and the dump. It's making a series of really bad lower highs all the way through, and it's sentiment driven and hype driven. You know, we've had people in this stream, Sendal going to the moon, Sendal. They spam it. They spam constantly to me. Sendal everywhere. It was a spam stock. So look, I hope it does keep buying up. You can see it buys off previous resistances, so there is some technicals going on here, but the series of lower highs was damning to us up here. It's damning to us here, and it's still unfortunately there. Lower high, lower high, lower high. What's the price action telling us? We are weak for now, not finding enough strength in the market. There might be some little percentage gains, but it's very risky. That's just my opinion. Mr. Buffo8 says, don't worry, lads. I'll short it and price will go up. It's always the way when you go for the short, isn't it, Mr. Buff? Or do anything. P-Silv, Jack says. Yes, a lot of people pushing silver recently. Silver really coming back into the hips here. Big B says, horrible company. I guess he's talking about SNDL. Yes, they lose lots of money this one. Johnny Bravo says, FX, how likely is the offer price to act as the floor? What for, Johnny? Which one? You got to just tag me on the one there. Oh, you mean the offer price for Sendal? Yeah, it's going to act as the floor. If it goes under, it's terrifying. But generally, yes, the offer price, I don't even know what it is. I didn't look. But yes, the floor generally will be there by the offer price, and it will hover around because people get sentiment there, but I believe the floor will come out of it after the offer happens. I don't think it'll go up. I think it'll go down. So wherever that offer price is, someone give me the offer price. Tell me what it is. Could you check Tesla, Miles? We certainly have checked Tesla. Let's look at the pre-market though before we go to the screen. At 2.85% down, 759. So it's on the way to our last week prediction that we thought there might be some weakness here. Now, I only say this because Tesla's glory price action run of gods never showed weakness. It never showed weakness. I know you might say, Tom, it fell here. What the hell are you talking about? You crazy? No, it never showed a pattern of weakness. Here we have a low. We get a higher low. We get a higher low. We get a higher low. Many similar resistances. We break through in the direction of trend. This is the first time that we've formed a low, and broken below the low. Look, it never does that. Even here, if you actually zoom in, they're actually exactly identical. So the first time we see some structure at the peak, it makes sense it needs a bit of a cooler. Needs a bit of a cooler. Where do we think it goes to? Maybe catching up with the good old correction 20. 700, 650. My thought process for now on this one. Good luck there. Oh, Johnny Brover. I'm looking at Rewalk Robotics, RWLK, but they offered shares at 360. Oh, okay. I don't know what Sendal was doing. I thought they were doing some buy as well with a floor. So they offered this at 360. Look, it should hover around. This is another one that pumped in a little bit. They get an offer, obviously corrupts, destroys your stock. Be very careful of this in your long-term investing. Or even short-term investing, if you look at a cash flow sheet and it looks like that company needs money, and then you get it right and it goes up, your most likely case scenario is they issue on you and you get stuffed, or it ruins your trade because it brings down the price. If they are cash flow poor and you spot, hey, Tom, I think they need the money, or hey, I think they need the money, be very careful of getting into that stock. I've done this a lot of times where I've bought stocks over the years and I haven't thought about it that way, and I haven't thought, hey, let me just go check those cash flows. And I didn't realize they needed the money that bad maybe. And then all of a sudden the price is going well, breakout's going well, and they issue on me. Bang. Terrible. So yes, I hope this acts as a floor, and it should. You can't tell. It depends whether a lot of people believe that company's worth it. Right now it's trading 13.83% because of course the issue happened. Kevin N says Tesla needs a lot of pullback. It could be a lot more, Kevin. That's just what the TA is telling us, the 700 into the 650. JJW says Tesla is FOMO stock, no such thing as PE. Well, we're not talking about PE. We're not even talking about cash flow because the government give Tesla a lot of cash flow. Mikhail says, can you analyze chart PAVM, medical device company? All right, let's have a quick look. PavMed. Oh, I was going to get excited, but you've given me something that's pumping. All right. Just remember with TA and this kind of thing, if you're trading a penny stock, TA ain't going to help you that much. Psychological levels will, the knowledge of the market will, but TA doesn't help on the penny stock that much. It helps on the blue chip stocks, on the Bitcoins and those things of the world. It works really well. But if you think TA works well on this, Not really. It's very, very difficult. So you're getting some consolidation up here, up 2.41%. We'll go into the 1 hour. I'll just show you how I usually do it. I look for the moving average that's been holding it. So there's actually one even smaller than this. It might be like a 15-minute or something. Little 15-minute on the way up. It looks okay. I mean, this is looking okay from a structure perspective. It's still holding. Little bit of a series of lower highs here. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it looks okay. I think that a break above 5, then you're looking quite strong. Just to hold or hover here for some time and create structure, there's nothing wrong with that. You might find it boring. It's actually healthy and good after that kind of move. If you can hold the move, that is good. Because what that's signaling is that there is a lot of real money here for the next move. If it can't hold the move and it just goes straight down, that's bad. It means more pump and dump, and it never should have held this value in the first place. So just keep looking for structure, and a break of 5 is obviously the key for you here. It hasn't done it, and keep looking at the candles as well. Nice wick buying is good. Mark says, hey, waving at me, I guess. Tom, how about TUP? What the hell is TUP? Should I know what TUP is? Oh, it's Tupperware. Man, isn't this thing from the 70s? My parents had Tupperware. I remember. It's like a partial, like the beginning of multi-level marketing, wasn't it? Old Tupperware. Very nice structure pattern. So I'm actually not sad you gave me this one. Very nice structure pattern. All right. So the old Tupperware, they haven't been able to run the home cooked, whatever it is, meals or whatever's going on here. And we went from a very nice price to, wow, that was a bad price. It wasn't achieving. Now, I don't know if I believe so much in the company here. These rejection wicks, though, tell me a few things. So look at the monthly here. Rejection, 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 rejection. How explosive do we believe a move would be if we closed above those? Pretty damn explosive. Because each time it's got selling pressure. Something would have to change to get it up there. I don't know what it'll be, but there's a catalyst. Weekly becomes a very nice channel. You can trade this both ways. It's actually a very nice channel. It's a beautiful thing. Let's go down to the daily, see if we can refine our channel. It's what we always like to do, refine the channel. That's pretty good. I like this a lot from a channel perspective. And then you take the distance. Now, it's probably not going to be too proofable. But you take that distance out. It's about $5, I guess. There we go. There's your peak. There's your low. Ooh, it actually proofs to the previous. Nice. That's good. I like it. I don't particularly want this stock. I don't care. But the thing is that I do like the proofing. I do like the structure. And that ultimately is one of the most important things. How much is this company worth? 1.64 billion. Man, they've not done as well as they used to. Let me have a look at that chart. 1 month. Wow. How were they worth this much back here? Huh. I don't know what happened there. Everyone was having parties. And it was... how much? 99 cents. Amazing. Never looked at this chart in my life, but I like the structure, and you can learn the same thing you learn about every other one. Now, crypto coming back down here. I just noticed in the top right, we've got the old BTC coming back down. Now, we had the 4-hour 50 up before. Looks like it's going to test that level again. So we could be in a fully fledged kind of little crypto panic kind of sell-off here, which is perfectly normal in these bull runs. Please remember, the 20 to 30 is unfortunately a normal kind of corruption of the price. The crash that happens throughout price. We've already had one recently. If you're new to crypto, this was pretty brutal. Don't get me wrong, 42,000 down to 30,000 ain't nice. And it went even to 29 there at a point. Very nice run up here. So let's see if this 50 can continue holding it. What do you guys think? Do you reckon this 50 will hold it? Yes or no? Will the 50 and the previous resistance hold Bitcoin here? Will this be the hold the wall? What do you guys think? Let's read some of the room here. Abood says Regen is a really good one, really good entry and has potential. What do you think? He's snuck that in there. Regen. Maybe we'll check that one out. Let me write that down my phone. Regen. Okay. KR saying Sell BTC, buy... Oh. Buy Doji. KR, come on now. No buy Doji. Synergy says no, it won't hold. Paddy says yes. Takula Kevin says no, people don't have file. Samurai Jack says yes. A few people talking about Dash. I thought the privacy coins were kind of over for the time being. So let's refresh the coin market here, see what the rest of the alts are doing. So we've got 6.65%. We've got 9.3% for Ethereum. Binance coin, didn't see that one getting worth that much. Tether. Ugh. I never even had faith that was real, but anyway, I guess it is. Polkadot Cardano. In 2017, I swear to God, I did not believe Tether was real. I thought it was fake, and I was like, there is no way I'm putting it in. I put it into Tether, and I instantly removed it into other stuff. I did not like this at all. I thought it was going to go bust. In fact, there were points where I think Tether went down to 87 cents. People didn't have the faith in the old Tether. Just a quick reminder, some of the things that are moving today. We've got, in terms of popularity, we'll bring on the stock twits. Stock twits, pretty cool. If you like following the most popular things, let's do a quick refresh here. A few people saying GME to the moon. BTC, Boeing. United Continental Holdings, who knows why. SPY, Churchill Capital, CCIV, CRO. So all the normal ones, plus the SPY entering the mix. Uniswap. Now tell me, chat, what do you guys think of this one? Kusama. I'm interested in some opinions. Do some write-ups in the chat for Kusama. Let us know what's going on with this one. Do you like that? And also, welcome, 1,337 concurrent viewers. Very good. Thanks so much for joining us. Kusama, interesting one. Obviously, that's Polkadot's kind of like twin psycho cousin, I believe. Let's go back over to some of the other ones. We've got Regen coming in that we wanted to have a look at. Supposedly, there was a good pattern on it. Let's have a look. Was there a good pattern on it? Monthly? Regeneron, I'm not seeing the most fantastical pattern here. Okay, we've done it before, so we have our supports and resistances obviously already drawn up from previous. Yes, it's been selling off here for a couple of weeks. Go to the daily. Yep, it's on the support. Not what I want to see yet, though. Do I buy the falling knife here? The answer is no. You don't do that. That is bad. This is in a literal, fully fledged downtrend right now. We even have a trend line. Nothing is good about this stock. Pre-market down 0.5. I would like to see some serious accumulation here. Maybe a miniature double bottom on the smaller time frames at this zone. Maybe volume coming in hard at this area, and we're seeing spikes and lots of wicks. I'd like to have that type of thing. Wicky candles around here, or even a break of the trend line with snapping off that $500 and high. It'll take a little bit for me to get into this one. I don't want to buy what's going on right now, but that is support, no doubt. Tail says, hit the like, peeps. Thanks very much. Appreciate that. Lido says, Tesla will face growing hostility in China following the government takeover of the plant. I do believe, regardless, there is going to be a big problem in China for Tesla. It's not going to be a growth curve. It is not going to be a growth curve. It's going to be Chinese electric cars being sold there. Thomas says 1337 Lee. Yeah, absolutely. Don't worry, I was laughing about it. Anyone telling me about this coin? Someone with some knowledge here. Infinity Beyond said Kusama is the test net of Polkadot. Yeah. So maybe it doesn't have enough value there if it's just a test net. Could you do Disney, please? Well, I do like Disney. JJW, could you do Disney, please? Maybe coming down to a good buy level. Well, you know I love Disney. Disney, I have talked about it from here to here to here to here. Any of the long-time viewers of the channel would know I do like this stock. Do I like this price? I mean, I don't think you've got any reason to say why I'm going to get out of it. But look, for Disney to go from an 80 block up to 200 almost is pretty insane for this company. Market capitalization size here, 333 billion currently. So it went up about, 150 bill off those lows. I tend to think that 181 is not good enough buying price, even though you had the previous structure. I would like to see Disney down here again. There are headwinds, there are problems. Disney Plus, great. It's going to work out for them. It's going to continue to grow. Things are looking good. But a lot of that got packed into price during the earnings calls that were here and here, etc. I would like to see this price be met. The 20 moving average on the weekly, the proper correction price, and the buy off around this 160 to 163. That's just my personal opinion on this stock. I've watched it for quite some time. I do feel like this is the first buy area, and you can see it tried. But now that we're trading at a 181, we're starting to move a little bit lower. If the market keeps correcting, you should hopefully be able to get this price down here. I don't think it gets much deeper than that. So use a fib retracement on it. Fib retracement, always good. 38.2 starts here. Yeah, I feel pretty okay about that. Donation coming in here from Sal De Cristo. Thanks so much. $1.99. Can you do Zillow Class A? Yeah, sure. Thanks so much for the donation there, Zal. Or Sal, sorry. We will do Zillow.
I'll take your entire stock.
Zillow Class A. Does it matter? Which is this one, yeah? I assume it's this one. You feel free to tag me. Just want to see if there's any difference anyway. All right, we'll just use this one. So Zillow coming down off the top of a 207. Now, I've seen this stock a few times. This stock looks good. It's really high price in terms of it's moved up a lot, but the stock looks good. Too fast, too quick is my thinking here. And we are down pre-market 1.85% to a 177. Let's have a look at the weekly. So it was looking all great, and then suddenly it went hyperactive. Now, I know this is a Twitter, fintech, Twittery type of stock in terms of there's a lot of tweets that go out about this one, and people say it's undervalued and all these types of things. Traditionally, it's had, during the nice pullbacks, it's gone here. I think it actually could go all the way back down to the 155, 150 zone. We're trading at a 177 handle. Let's go to the daily. Daily 20 here. Great support structure here. So I would probably just even set an alert myself. Remember, it was only here 4th of February. I know there's an earnings report, but a lot of these stocks are doing this and then this. I really think like 151, 150 is the zone for me. If you want to get it, I mean, you can look at daily 20s, those types of things, filling the gap at the same time as hitting the 20. That's a valid strategy. I like that price more from a technical perspective, but good luck with this one. There's not much else you can say because it's a very, very strong stock. So a proper correction will get you into the 20 moving average again, which will probably meet it around this price. And I think 151, 150 sell. Good luck on that one. In Trong, I think $5. Thanks so much. Please review XLE. Okay, thank you very much. We'll do that. XLE, the old energy sector. Resistance reached for XLE. I do like the thought process here, as in it is a sector or something that you do want to look at. Now, we'll get the horizontal line out. It is an energy. And the one thing about energy stocks right now is you would think they're higher. They should be higher considering oil price. It makes sense. You would think they're going to be better. This is correct to resistance. And then it goes pretty big movement here. 53.84. So you could actually see a nice spike up in energy stocks here, or the energy sectors, all the way back up to this zone. XLE comes down, moves here. Break high, moves down up to the 54, 55 area. I feel pretty comfortable with this type of strategy. That's the kind of thing that I think TA would work with. A break, close above this zone, a retest of the zone, and then a movement to the 54. And because this is kind of like a bigger double bottom, I think it would also post a bigger recovery here in the stocks moving through everything. I also do know though, there's been a pretty deadly like trend lines that this break is everything. It happens, it closes. These types of things all happen and you do see a nice retracement. 46 to 54 is already a good zone. But that's my thought process there. Thanks so much for the donation and good luck on this one. Pre-market flat as attack 46.21. What's our US 500 doing? 38.74. So it's coming back down. It looks like it wants to do. Let's have a look at the SPX. 38.74. Ooh, right onto the 20 exponential on the real market here. Looks like we'll open here. I would be surprised if we went lower in the next hour and a half. I think this is the perfect area for the market to open and test bullish and bearish sentiment at that point. Good luck on XLE and the other stocks. Miles Way Jackson says, I'm in Tesla since 250 pre-split, smiley face. Well done, Miles. Happy for you. That's awesome. That is awesome. Well done. And good work as well for holding it. You have what I call, well, not only the diamond hands, real diamond hands, but you've also got the ability there to believe in what you've invested in. And that's super important. If you're investing rather than trading, trading's different. Trading, you may have no emotions with it, or you may be able to just drop it or do whatever. When you invest, you must be incredibly confident in that company. If you're not, maybe reconsider it. Jack Murphy says, your voice isn't annoying like other YouTubers. I'll take that. Thanks very much, Jack. Val says, hey, Tom, can you please do CTXR? Much talk about this stock. CTXR. Is it going to make me sad? Oh, Sidious. We've done this one. Oh, that was a beautiful break. Guys. Yes. I like what happened here. Oh, so good. I should be on this train. We did this one on the stream. Jesus, beautiful. Does anyone remember this one? Oh, I love it so much. I just love the fact it worked out. That's so awesome. Ah, it's good. It's good. Good to see TA work. So we didn't have any... I'll just tell everyone what we did here. So we've done this one a few times. And we've talked about it. And we've said, okay, we have so many wicks. Let me go over here and show you. The wick rejection. The wick rejection. The wick rejection. The wick rejection. Wick rejection. Wick rejection. And then suddenly we have a body close. Incredibly significant. I want to bring the volume up on this one. I'm kicking myself. I remember this. I was too tired. No, and the volume was there. I'm pissed about this one, actually. I'm pissed. This pisses me off. Damn it. All right. So, because this is good TA. This is good TA. So this is how you spot this type of pump. Beautiful resistance. All right. Broken and closed above. Then you see this random consolidation. Never don't have the faith. This close here is a beautiful thing. You actually will get the next day price. So you're actually going to get in this price. Then you see the volume. It still holds. Big volume. And you get that movement through. I don't know why the hell it's doing it. Hits the $2. And then now it's trading at the 238. Yes, I like it. Where do I think it goes? I definitely think it would consider the 250 as a heavy resistance. These were our thought processes. 2 didn't seem too problematic because even though it was a wick, I thought that was the first touch, but not enough. 250, I do think there are problems, and it is very close to that. So yes, people are talking about this one. Yes, the breaks are nice. You can take the range here if you want to, and then extrapolate that out like a standard pattern and say, where's that go to? But it proofs to the 250. I like the 250. And I wish I was here. And I don't know why I didn't do that one. Damn. Why didn't I do that one? The Jazz Cool, $2. Can you look at SPWR? Look at the daily to swing. Okay, we'll do this. Thank you very much for the donation. SPWR. Sun Power Corp. Oh, this was one that was going pretty crazy a little while ago. Look at what happens when things go parabolic. People often don't go back and look at the charts enough unless you're stuck in them. Yes. Okay. So you're saying daily swing. Well, broke underneath, so that's not ideal. It was a beautiful move up on the daily 20. Then the daily 20 closed against, and then now it's doing this. So let's firstly go through the price action here. We've got a peak, we've got a trough, we've got a lower peak, and now I've got a lower trough. So from a standpoint of what's going on in price action, it's not great. I'm not going to say it's great. Pre-market here is 36 down to 4.667, 4.66. I don't really think that it's easy to sell stocks either. Shorting is hard. I actually prefer to short an index than a stock. This one here is 36. We've seen what happened with GameStop, people that were shorting that one. 36 right on support, so it should buy hopefully here. You do also have the buying momentum pressure that should be around the previous structures and the psychological 30 if you can wear it to those points. I don't particularly love the zone here. I feel like it's in kind of the middle of nowhere. Do we have a fib? By the way, does everyone see what I mean about that other one, that Citius or whatever? That was an absolutely stellar TA, and we did that on the chart live. If you want to see more of that, definitely subscribe, guys. That was a stellar TA. I'm telling you, I love that one so much. And I don't often say that. So 38.2 fib's good, and the 50 fib's good. 50 fib hits the 30. I like the zone here. Just from a pure statistical 38.2, 50% fib being the nice area. You got a psychological, you got that previous resistance, and you've got this one. I mean, do I believe? I don't believe that much, but I would check it out and keep going. Thanks for the donation there, Gaz. Cool. Daily is probably where I'd sit. Weekly, not showing as much. Monthly, again, there's previous like levels down here that might act as sups, the 30s, etc. And the 4 hour. I mean, swing wise, it looks short, but I don't feel like there's much juice in it to make you money if you're trying to short it. Very tough each way. Chuck Taylor, thanks so much. 200 yen. Please, a random stock from a watch list to learn TA. A random stock. All right. Well, we do lots of random stocks that I get given. What shall I pick? Just thinking about it. That one's at all-time high. I'm just thinking about something that's actually in structure. I'll do one of these while I just look at my lists here. But I will answer that question very soon. TNXP, Tonics Pharmaceuticals. So it will be a blue chip stock when I pick it. And I will do it very, very soon. This one moving up, then moving down. 4 hour looks like that. Let's go to the monthly. Okay, so monthly's never held above this zone. We've done this a few times, this one. Weekly. That's a good one, Brossman. We might use Coke. I like that one. D-Dog. Yes, Cody. Okay, we're using D-Dog. We're using D-Dog. There's no... Yeah, I like D-Dog. It's in my list. D-Dog, great company. We love D-Dog here. Resistances becoming support right now. Wick rejection here on the TNXP, whatever the hell this thing is. I do like the structure. I do like the break. I like this zone. The body close here was actually quite strong. Then it rejected down. You obviously need to turn around. Pre-market down 1.41 to a 140. It needs to hold the level, but it's done the right TA pretty much so far. On the monthly, and I mean this, on the monthly must be above these previous closes. I would like to have the monthly here. I'm sure you would too. The monthly here is good. The monthly higher, even better. It doesn't have to take out the wicks. Remember what we say. The close is the key because it's showing us the momentum. Very, very good. We're using Datadog for that question. Let's go with Datadog. We love the Datadog. All right, what's happening here? So pre-market down 2.33. I say bring the Datadog down to let powder in, okay? I don't mind if it comes down a little bit. Lots of rejections here, which means that if we do ever clear this level, with body closes. Remember, we haven't. Look at this monthly. Similar to the other one, really. No monthly close above this level. We get a monthly close, we're moving forward. This is the monthly. Just before we do anything else, we see this. We'll leave the volume on the chart just in case. But we know it's in consolidation after its nice move. May, June, July, stagnation of a pretty good company with some good fundamentals. Weekly here. Yeah, 20 moving average. Yeah, I don't know if it's that great. You'll notice I've got this crazy trend line drawn through the lows because I've already done my own analysis on this one. Resistance at the 120 psychological. So we know that's the key zone, but I'll be looking at that monthly close more than anything else. We also know 100 is a pretty interesting level just from a psychological standpoint. Every 10 is kind of key here. But it's basically making a series of high lows all the way through this, trying to gear for that 120 move. Let's go down to the daily. What's going on this daily? Nothing much. We're going to open here about 102. So I could feasibly see it coming back into the support. All right, that's all right. 80. Very nice. Buying pressure at 80. It was there in November. The January fall got it to 90. So every 10. I just literally draw every single $10 structure. 110. 90. 80. Now, would I buy in between at the 5s? No. Would I buy the 10s? Sure. Which one do I like the most? At the moment, it's been the trend line. If we see the market correcting, the market gets through and starts closing through, I could easily see the trend line breaking, and then 90 and 80 go on my hit list for the Datadog. These are my hit lists. Now, do I think it goes down here? No. But each $10 is a hit list for this particular stock. I like all of the 10s, and I specifically like the 90 and the 80. The trend line, I feel, is all down to whether the market can hold right now. If the sentiment comes out, 38.72 right now, we get the daily close below, we start correcting, Datadog will be hurt. Inflation should crush these types of stocks. Twitter looks overbought, Alton says. Yes, I hate its price with a passion. Twitter's price is wrong. It's hyperactive, it's wrong. It has a tendency to crush itself all the time and get some epic kind of busts in it. I don't really understand why it's this high. Maybe someone could expose it for me, but here's the daily. We're very far away from it. Whenever it goes really far away from the daily, it has a big correction. I do feel like Twitter is completely overpriced. Pre-market 1.36. Where will it all end? Probably underneath the 70. A break of this could really expose a lot of selling of the 70. Be careful on Twitter. Alton, be careful on Twitter. I don't like its price from a lot of perspectives. Netflix puts. Netflix puts. I don't know about that. Microsoft, haven't looked at a Microsoft chart in a while. Nice, boring quality play, of course, is Microsoft. 241. It's been a very nice earner for a lot of people. It's also probably one of the stronger, just fundamentally, I think, of the bigger plays right now. I think it has a lot of growth still in it. Office 365, Microsoft Teams, real player to Zoom. I feel Zoom. A lot of people think, let's ask the community this. Do you guys think that Zoom is like going to still be the number one? I feel like it doesn't have a big moat. Do you feel like Zoom's price is going to be justified? Is it going up or down over the next 12 months? Let me know. Up or down on Zoom? A lot of people have it pegged to go up, and I know a lot of funds have it and stuff, but I feel like they're going to struggle to meet that, and I don't think they've got a very big moat around their businesses. So Microsoft, all things are pointing to corrections down to key levels. At 230, Microsoft moves down to a 230. I think it's going to be bought off that area. When that happens, probably the US 500's hitting the zone that you want to potentially buy it as well. Microsoft could go even lower, maybe 226 into these ones. But yeah, 230, 226. Down, no. Zoom sucks, says Valdo. I tend to think it's weird. Flat, yeah, I'm cool with flat. Up, down. As soon as COVID is over, down. Should go down, down. Zoom sucks, Zoom down. Zoom is going to die. Hey, I like this. This community is awesome. Yes. Continue with the hate on Zoom. If Zoom can keep the call quality high, it will keep customers. Good point, Will. Down, down, down. Says, yeah, Zoom going down. Pandemic is over. Zoom down. Shyam says, hey, at FX Evolution, want to go heavily into Square. Can you tell me a good buying zone if we get a correction? I can tell you the areas for Square because it has like some known zones. We've done this quite a few times on stream. Pre-market today down 2.33. We have every $20 on Zoom. So it's not the traditional 10, it's the 20. It's in the middle of nowhere right now. Do I like this? No. Do I care about the 270? Not really. I like the 240 a lot. I think Zoom could really cop it because of its big move recently and the hype that came into it. Remember, was it $200? When was this? 27th of Jan. How big is this company? $124 billion. 27th of Jan, sitting at the 200, guys. What a trade. I know a few people got this one in the private community. I know they were in it. Very, very nice. Beautiful resistance, support, psychological number. They believed, and bang. So we have the 240 probably is my favorite. The 260 as an area that's been bought off recently, but you can see that on the daily. I'm tending to think down here at this level. I would, of course, draw a fib is the way I'd do it. And that fib would pull back into the 50, which would make sense. 38,250 around this area. Good luck. Bit late for Square, some miles. Yeah, I do think that it's a bit late. You're going to get into a more boring kind of curve here. Yes. Andrew Cross says, I just cancelled Zoom Pro, so you got to short it. I want to look at Zoom. Where the hell is this thing? Full disclosure, I do not have this. I have traded it. 417, 406. 406. So I actually quite liked the pattern on it recently where it broke past these lower highs. So I like this. This was exciting me in terms of doing a day trade on it. I just wanted to buy it around here and then sell it here at the 420. Went a little bit higher, back down to the 406. Weekly, engulf. Looks like it's in the lurches. Doesn't look very strong or anything. Yeah, it is pretty boring. There's not much to do here. I don't see anything I like. Miles says, Tom, we spoke about Square back then, Tom. I bought at 170, was almost considering sell at 220. There you go. That's true. Thank you, Miles. Good luck. And hopefully you're still holding it because it's still very, very strong. Too many alternatives to Zoom? Yes. Another thing with investment that a lot of people don't consider, very smart guy that I know well, is very rich. This is the business motto that he used. He learnt about the word moat and he bought, all he did was he spent years researching company areas that had huge moats that he could then become a specialist at. And he did. And guess what? He's quite rich. And why is that? Because he understood that when you get into a competitive field that you cannot be competed easily against, you are the monopoly, the oligopoly, the whatever else it is, and he became that. And it worked very well for him. So moat is a real word in investment. Have we looked at Zoom Media Corp? We've looked at it several times. We've already made our I've made my opinion kind of clear here. When you've got a stock that goes parabolic like this, it's a very nice return. Hey, I like it. I like the fact you guys got in it. It hits a 250. You've got a 3 psychological. This is where I expect structure or take profit busting to happen. The reason why is because you've got all this resistance If I'm sitting here and I bought it down here and I'm like, gains, gains, gains to the moon. Realistically, I'm just like, get out. I'm happy with that. That was sweet. And it was a great return. Goodbye. And a lot of other people will take it at this zone. What's doing right now? Go down to the daily. We're starting to create some structure. So that's good. 288, 289-ish. And a $2 buy. Hey, that's not bad. $2 buy is good. So you've got the structure appearing here. You go down to a 4-hour. And remember, there's nothing wrong with it holding structure. If it does that, it means it's thinking about the price. If it breaks through again, it likes the stock. You know, we all say, I like this stock, and it's become a meme and everything. This means that the price action says we actually do like this stock. Abundance Mine, $2, says TRCH, please check merger maybe. TRCH. Torchlight Energy. Pre-market up 19.87%. So 312 to a 373 handle. Beautiful structure break through the 2, so that was very nice. Obviously moved up to 481, just underneath the 5. I feel like we've done this one a few times. Remember, check the monthly. You can see the volume coming through here. Weekly. Beautiful support there. That became, well, the resistance at 2. So 373. Let me have a look at this one. TRCH. Just loading it up for you. Why it happened. Bring this on for everybody. This is just some random website I found. Energy resources. Okay. Especially Elon's in on this. Is that right? All right. I don't know what the hell all that's about. Anyway, my thoughts on the TA are, yeah. I mean, if it holds 3.71, that's fine. You're stuck in the middle of the zone anyway. You can see these wick rejections. So for you to be really super bullish, if it goes past the 427 into a 450, closes there, you don't even need to see the wick snapped off. That's going to probably push to a new high and break past the 5. It's on, yeah, I mean, look, everything looks fine. I don't really think there's much to analyze here. $4 may act as some resistance. 370 pre-market. Get through these wicks. You're looking real good. Real good. And your ultimate target is probably maybe even higher than this. Maybe it's a movement up 6 to 7 to 8 to 10. It's very tough. Everything down, says Isaiah. Let's go back over. We're now an hour away, so it's time to bring out the screener. It's time to have a discussion about what's going on pre-market. Let's have a look here at our normal big billionaire kind of companies. 23 billion plus. Futu Holdings copying it still. Baidu, PDD, Enphase Energy. It's been a bit of a favorite of the market. Tesla, DocuSign, Zoom. We were just talking about how we don't like that. On the positive side, we've got T-Row, Target, ResMed, Nasdaq, McDonald's, a very defensive stock in correction, especially with high unemployment. McDonald's was certainly one that I moved into last year. It wasn't as hot as the others, but it was still did all right. PayPal, CrowdStrike down 2, another great company. Square, Shopify. So all of the usual kind of most popular ones, Roku, etc. They are all down. Not huge discounts yet being seen in the pre-market. Let's have a look at the screener of death. This is the screeners of weird, questionable stocks that we've been putting together. I will add to this. So we've got Churchill Capital, CCIV, the Lucid thing, 14.7. GameStop, GME, 14.46, guys. Diamond hands up. Roaring Kitty has bought it back with his double down onto GameStop. Playing PLTR testing around that kind of $30 resistance, the 31 range. Looks like it's going to open right around 30 with the ARC news. Ocugen, AMC, will probably move a little bit with GameStop. So if GameStop holds at a pre-market 60, wait, is that pre-market? No, pre-market 46. Let's say it moves up a little bit more. AMC should hopefully start to get some of the feeling back in it. And then there's the other ones all failing here a little bit today. TLRY, Sundial, I don't have much faith for that. BlackBerry, slowly degrading. BlackBerry's probably a good chart to look at. I'll just load it up to show you. So this is what we call a gradual bleed, most likely. Let's have a look. Oh, not really. Just falling base. Generally in a bleed, you see like the Doji coin. Maybe we look at that. And it just does this. Series of lower highs and lower lows as people lose sentiment. It's not a crash. It's just a very slow meltdown through it all. Red mean buy, says Kratos. Yes. Joe says, you want to ride Lambos this year? Hold, my friend, stay strong. The whales are anxious to buy in. If you like your company, you got to get your diamond hands on you, Joe. The whales knew US was waking up and created havoc on a, I don't even know if you can say these words and still get monetized, on a Monday. God, I hate Mondays. That's right, Kratos. They do it. And Mondays tend to be the negative pre-market. Now, we've actually seen most of these negative pre-markets switch. So we've seen negative, negative, negative come into quite a decent positive there. Sam Herman's very generous donation of $10. Odds on US 500 for today. For the love of God, GME pre-market, how does that work? What do you mean there, Sam? So GME pre-market is certainly well, all the pre-market stocks are definitely a thing. So I'll switch over to the other screen to show you. So this is TradingView. So of course it's got some pre-market data here. You got the pre-market. You can trade futures in the pre-market in the US. So if you're new to stocks, you can absolutely get hold of the ability to do this. And you can see the pre-market 46.65. Why is it testing? Why is it there? Purely this reason. Previous supports acting as resistance. This is what you generally see with the markets. Why I don't expect the US 500 to move that much in the next hour. Coming into the pre-market here, the US 500 will usually hold that 20 exponential moving average on the SPX. So load the SPX, you'll see. We'll do it soon. So we find the resistance pre-market. In terms of what I think is going to happen with the market today, I do think we're going to see buying initially. Possibly we'll see a sell-off to kind of create paper hands. I don't know what Wall Street have planned. But if we do have a close underneath those dailies, I do think that tomorrow will also be a sell. It's a hard prediction today. I predicted on the weekend, or I thought about it, and I thought it makes sense to have a negative kind of event right now, almost hitting 4,000. Traditionally, statistics there. February, traditionally a bad month for the Nasdaq. All of these types of things. But we're near the end now of February, and we haven't even seen that. Let me load up 1 month. Let me bring this on. Show you guys what I mean. This is Coifin. It's a really good app. It's free. I love it. I think it's cool for free. Let's have a look at the SPX here and the Nasdaq for the last month. So the Nasdaq would actually have to wipe a 6% to be statistically accurate to the most of history on how it returns over this month at this stage. Now, you'll notice that where do we start February? So we start February around here at 3.33%. So we really only need to dump off month to date. Let's click that. There we go. So Nasdaq would need to clean up around 5% down for us to actually end a negative month for the Nasdaq. Will that happen? Statistics say yes. It's looking unlikely right now. Yeah, 5% in only a few days. I mean, look how close we are to the end of the month. We've only got this week to do it. So it's going to be a very, very interesting week from that perspective. Especially when, if you look at the sectors here and we look at the markets, let's load the sectors up. Month to date sectors. Energy up hardcore. Financials up hardcore. Utilities and the others kind of not up as much. You can see here in the Nasdaq kind of stocks, tech stocks aren't doing that well. But look at that month to date on energy and financials. And as we kind of correctly picked as a community, we've had the biggest movement on the 3 months in energy and financials. They've actually been the better performers. Alex says gold and silver tearing it up. I don't think there's tearing it up too much. I mean, silver here, 27.32. Not looking that great compared to where it was at the start of the stream. Gold coming back down, hit the 1800 and started selling off. Possible buys around this area. Previous resistances and supports coming through. It's going to be tough on gold and silver today. Dollar index just kind of floating, doing nothing. Where's that Bitcoin at? Oh, Bitcoin's retesting. All right, let's switch over here. Thanks so much for the donation. But yes, today for the S&P, wait for the daily close underneath the SPX dailies. What I mean by that, go to the date. All these wicks. Clean these wicks up. Get a close underneath. It shows bearish pressure is real. 1000 eyes 85 if you tag me. He says, he said, hello, can I ask a random question about options? Yeah, I know a lot about options, so you can ask it. A lot of people in the stream are interested in options, so you can definitely ask it, and I'll answer it as best I can. Nick, ACIC, can you please give me your thoughts on ACIC? They've received $1 billion from the United Airlines. They produce a flying taxi. Yes. So like, it's like the Fifth Element kind of thing. A flying taxi. I love this last year. I mean, obviously the pandemic's crap, but the whole thing with these technology companies, we've never seen so much awesome innovation concepts. And that's what, Mark Cuban said this, and I tend to agree with him, and I agree with a lot of billionaires, that we are going to see a decent amount of innovation come out of the struggles. That's what happens, unfortunately. ACIC with the flying taxi. All right, what's going on here? That I don't believe is going to happen anytime soon. It's a massive insurance nightmare. So I wouldn't believe in the flying taxi. $10 up to 16. This is a SPAC, of course. Daily's not going to give us anything because we don't have enough yet.
I'll take your entire stock.
What is this? Oh, there's so little structure here. It's really hard to look at this one. 15, I guess, psychologically could be a support zone because it was previous resistance. But see how can you read this chart, guys? What is this? Are you purely betting on your pretty much your fundamentals and what you believe about the company? I don't think there's enough there. I can't give you any more than that because there's just no clear pattern that it's doing other than it moves up and then it starts to have a bit of a breather. There might be some pattern in the amount of candles it breathes and has a break for and then moves on. Kevin Idilla says, hey, Tom, could you look at gold Barrick? Yeah, we can look at gold Barrick. Oh, okay. That's a bit worse than I thought it would be. 1 month here on Barrick. That's pretty sad how much it's actually lost, considering gold's movement down. Poor Buff. Isn't this the one Buffett has? So back to the previous resistances, support. This should be the zone. Makes sense that gold is actually hit a key level. $20. I know pre-market's actually at 2003 now. This is the right area, man. Weekly. Okay. Previous resistance has become a support. Let's get the fib out of the whole move up. Yeah, okay. It's right around a little bit under what I'd like to see here. It's going to be heavily reliant on spot. Yeah. Downtrend's really intact. Series of lower highs look pretty good for the market. I would probably tend to wait for structure in the stock and then take it long. I don't know if I'd catch the falling knife because of what's happening with gold, but it is at the right level. So I would wait for some kind of structure and then movement up. ACB, please, says David Trong. Oh, we might look at it, but it's pretty terrifying. ACB. So I would like wait for structure here, double bottoms, lots of wick hammers, something like that. Inverse head and shoulders, anything that you can to get structure through the point. It's at the right zone though, and I do wish you luck on it. Problems you're going to have around that $22.50 to $23, and you'll probably have a few other problems moving up. Thanks so much as well to the people who have joined us today. We've got 1,482 people joining us for Monday. Stonks do go down potentially day. The actual market is recovering here though in the futures. I just noticed this. 38.80. A little bit of recovery there in the pre-market. We're less than an hour away from the market opening. Bitcoin struggling today as well. We'll go back and look at those charts. Trading about 53,000. XRP, I believe the SEC stage 1 is happening today. So be careful on that one. There will be some wild moves. What's your next support on Ethereum? Ethereum support. We'll look at the cryptos in just a few moments. But yes, that's what our thoughts were on gold. This market today, I would expect this. Movement up, test from the top down, possibly movement back down through that area. If we do see that, again, we close even where it is right now, that will be a relative bearish sentiment through the market for me. I'm not expecting a huge amount of selling maybe, but if this type of thing happens, that will be a big one. 1,000 eyes 85. This is an options question. I will answer it. Suppose I had an options contract that expired in the money. How long can I wait to exercise it? So when it expires, generally it will be exercised for you. So the next day it'll exercise. So usually I settle them. Now I tend to cash settle and not settle with stock. However, yeah, it will generally exercise. That's in Australia. You will exercise the next morning and you would get the stock or you get cash. Depends how you end up doing it. I almost always close my options. I don't particularly like taking them into settlements. Unless they expire worthless, of course. Yes, PLTR is up pre-market. Of course, the ARK news was the big one there. It's holding demand for it. BTC and ETH to the moon, says Diego. Let's have a look at BTC and ETH. Actually, we had a request for ETH first. So my thoughts on ETH. Well. All right, first thing. I think the correction is coming. As in the normal correction. The 20%. No one wants to hear it. But March tends to be a bad month for the BTC. And we're breaking a few interesting buy zones here. So this is ETH only on the 1 hour, but you'll notice it goes back to the January 1,000 level. So 21st of January will 1,000. The run has been unbelievable. It's been a beautiful thing. 1,000 to 2,000, 100% on ETH in a month. That's pretty sweet. We now moving down a little bit here. Where's the best structure? Well, the best structure is, of course, those previous resistances. But we also want to take a fib of the move. So let's go to the daily. And also learn about previous pullbacks. You can see how brutal they can be. Even here, let's say we're just here in the cycle. The pullback will probably be about 20 to 30% if it does happen correctly. Are we on first support? Yes. Will BTC need to hold this level as well? Yes, it will. So we're on first support. A lot of people would buy here because it's the 20 exponential, which has been bought multiple times all the way through this run. I do note that the last two runs, it didn't even get back down there. Jay Lim coming in with $10. Thanks so much, Jay. Appreciate your donation. Says, thanks for your time and great analysis, with a bunch of smiley faces and grinny faces. Hopefully you're going to smile and grin when you do some great analysis there, Jay. And I do appreciate the donation. Thanks so much. The pullback could be quite severe. Now, we look at the run as well, 300. You can actually draw the fib probably all the way from back here. So you can probably say this was the run for ETH in terms of the greater run recently. That was the last big pullback that happened. And then there was these kind of movements that came through. 38.2 puts us back into the 1400. I like this zone a lot. Around this 1480, 50 exponential, this area here, This makes a lot of sense to me. I also like this zone. I would have said yesterday, if you said, hey, Tom, where do I think it's going? I would have said this zone and this zone are my two key areas that I like.
Take your entire stock.
BTC, 53,000 right now. BTC tends to maybe come back to a daily 20. Daily 20 has not been hit in quite some time. If it does continue, probably meets it somewhere around that 48 to 50,000. We go down to the 4 hour. You'll notice the 20 moving average got taken out, and we've basically touched the 4 hour 20. Now, let me just see here. This is the wrong MA. So if this was the exponential, I knew that was wrong because we saw it before. That exponential is sitting right there. Use the exponential moving average, not the simple. Okay? It is on the support. That is why it's buying. Let's go to the 1 hour because this is the second touch. A wick rejection followed by a potential other wick rejection. We will watch this throughout the stream. We have 15 minutes to go. Remind me, guys, we come back and we look at BTC. I'm going to put this over here. We come back and look at BTC very soon. Irrelevant to you, $5. Thoughts on HBAR Hedra? All right, we'll check it out. Thanks so much for the donation there, relevant to you. Appreciate all the 1,500 people viewing us right now. Thanks so much for following, subscribing, all of those types of things. I will actually post. I don't know if I can even get in there, but I'll put it in tomorrow's stream. We do have a public Discord as well if you guys want to join. Let's have a look at thoughts. We will come back to BTC very soon. I'm interested in checking that out. Other things, GME 10.86% up off the Roaring Kitty news. AMC for those kind of holders, 1% up. PLTR up 2.67, sitting around the 30. TLRY down 4.31. Okay, let's do this one. This is Hedra. We will probably just use this particular information here. Hedra hash graphs. I've been asked about this one before as well. If I remember rightly, it was pretty new and it moved up quite heavily. Okay, let's get this on a proper chart. So the trading is pretty intermittent on this one. We broke out, which was great. We've moved up strongly. Lots of wicks each way, all sorts of things. Go to the daily. You'll see the daily 20 has been an incredible buy zone all the way through this. I also note that there's usually wick rejections off the daily 20. So if BTC looks good as well, this should hopefully hold up. It's very wicky, which probably points to the volume while it's increased recently. You can see down here, still being a little bit finicky. Let's go to the 4 hour. Okay. Doesn't even seem to... I mean, you would think it cares about the rounds, but does it really? So 0.16, 0.14, 0.15. Just trying to see what the actual real pattern is. So when you're doing TA, you want to try to find the reoccurring event that is the solving of this particular instrument. Does it trade $10 markets? Does it trade... Each one has its own little thing. And when you find the key, generally you do better. Some are completely irrational. CCIV is irrational. You can't make sense of it other than it's hyperactive. Look, if it keeps pulling back, I think 10's going to act as a very heavy buy. Psychological, previous structure all the way through here. I also think, from what I'm seeing, that every 0.02 or 0.2 or whatever, 0.02 is a very strong zone. So you've got like this. I like the 1. The 2 kind of acted as a little bit of resistance here, so that could act as some support. But generally speaking, the 14, the first time it hit, and then the 16. I'd probably go every 0.02, find the levels, and I wouldn't probably buy this unless I was happy with what BTC was doing or it was at this zone. Look for double bottoms, look for congestion, all of that kind of thing. I think we had another donation coming in down here. Good luck on this one. Bets $2 from Daniel Geritis. Okay, cool. Just a quick reminder, we're not actually that long, so we'll start to dial in on the market very, very soon. 12:48 my time in the morning. So we're only about, 42 minutes away from open. So I'm pretty pumped for today. I'd love to see this open, and I'm very interested in the first half an hour of trading. Bets, Round Hill sports betting. Sports betting companies. So this is a new list here. Betting and iGaming. I'm going to actually have a look at their website. Don't usually do this, but let's have a look here. Round Hill. Sports betting and oh, it's an index. Let me bring up the index. This is cool. Good idea. Legalization potentially in America here. You can see the $15 start and then now trading at 31. Very nice return. Now, what's it got in it? Kindred, DraftKings, of course. Penn, Points, Bet, all of these. I don't mind it. Doing TA on a ETF of a bunch of other ones, probably better off just TAing the top ones, like TAing the particular, maybe DraftKings and a few others and seeing how they work. I don't TA ETFs of non-indices. Indices are fine to TA, but I don't tend to do these ones. I don't find much reason to them. You'll see they're spotty because they're trading all of the different ones, very big gaps. I would go to something like a DraftKings and other things and then do the analysis there. Yeah, I'm just not a fan of doing it this way. Look, another thing you could do is you could say, okay, I've got a trend line through these two so far. Maybe pickbacks to this level. It makes me interested. I don't see anything on this chart that's TAable though. So what I would do instead is like do DraftKings. And then I would do maybe another two of the big holdings and see how they are. So you'll notice DraftKings coming to a resistance, 64. This is got the trend line as well on the bottom, which will act as good buying pressure support through the whole point. Pre-market's actually up 0.72 into today's market. You can just see how strong this market is for gambler stocks. Breakthrough here, target 70, target 80. Each $10 increment is going to be important for this one, not as much as with normal stocks. And I think it's going very, very good once it gets through this resistance at 64. I like it a lot at that point. Continue to follow this trend line through. Wonder if this actually scales all the way. It doesn't. Yeah, I like DraftKings. So things are looking great for that bets. Good luck there. Thank you for the donation. Sal DeCristo says $4.99. Could you do APHA? When is it a good buy? I can do it. So APHA is obviously Afria. This is probably the better one compared to TLRY in terms of which one you're looking at for the bigger gain. It's held better as well. Go to the 1 hour here. So it's been bought relatively heavily with wicks off 19. 19 buy, 19 buy. Maybe today we see that 1985 pre-market, 20.25. So 19 seems to be a good zone for the buy up to 22. Of course, that is a technical level there, Sal. It's been bought twice. The more important thing is not that it's been bought twice, but it's wicked off that zone, meaning that there is some form of buy pressure here. You don't want to target just a 19 though. You generally would target like a 1905 or something like that from a technical level. Good luck on this one. Of course, 22 is the normal sell-off, and this is very risky right now with the amount of movements that are going on these stocks. But good luck, Sal. That's my thoughts on Afria. I don't know if it's going to go above 22. But TLRY bought AFA. Yes, there's a bit of a idea that you can kind of take advantage of the hedge there. We're only 8 minutes away from Bitcoin. Remember to remind me, guys. My mic's quiet? Shouldn't be. Is my mic quiet, guys? Shouldn't be that quiet. I don't think so. Macy S says, hey, Tom, could you comment on Dr. Copper? It's surging. Is it good news for the stock market? Thanks. I think it is good news in terms of the recovery. It's why you're seeing value stocks do well. I think that if you continue to see this massive raise in all, basically there's a concern over inflation right now, and all these metals are moving up with it. If that continues to be the trend, the tech stocks will suffer, and that of course will bring down the index. But you'll notice that potentially things like banks and energy stocks may not do that poorly. So the S&P will kind of be like mixed. BTC tanking, yeah, we need to look at that 1 hour. Where's my chart? Oh, we'll use this one. All right. We didn't get the double rejection. Now, not yet anyway, it's 7 minutes. So the reason I want to look at this is because you had one rejection over here. Now, that's a cool zone. It's not bad. I mean, I see why people buy this zone. But if it has another rejection on it and we close, that's actually pretty bullish. Double rejection in Bitcoin, you cannot deny, is a very strong buying level. So this BTC, it's coming down. Did you see the video Elon tweeted? That's why BTC is dying. No, I didn't. Let's have a look. Elon Musk. My God. All right, let's have a look. He is a wild cat. Is this the Bitcoin Explained video? Is that the one, guys? The Bitcoin Explained video? I guess it must be that. When was that posted? How crypto works? Yeah. Cryptocurrency Explained 21st. No, it couldn't be that one. Did he remove it? Doji for Doji. I don't know where it is. Anyway, if it's there, just link it to me and I'll have a look. Oh, here we go. We're going under. So this is not good in the 1 hour close here. 5 minutes for BTC. We might just watch this one, as I think it's pretty important for a lot of crypto holders out there. I know we do stock market as well. Elon wants to buy more. Says, way high do, man. Nope, sounds good, says Shane B. AMC is okay. Well, AMC is holding kind of like its little zone. Quick pre-market scan. Let's have a look. Pre-market of the weird stocks. GameStop up 11%. PLTR up 3.4 to the 30. Churchill just continues to just pump through that Lucid. The rest of these look like they're slowly dying. We'll keep watching them because we want to check all of these just to show the cautionary tale of where they do end up going to. Screener time. Big stocks, 23 billion plus. What's going on? Billy or whatever this is down 4.6. Not a stock I hold. Futu 4.38. Boeing down 2.86. Probably should be down more now that I know that news that came out. Tesla down 2.73, 759. I wouldn't be surprised to see a buy action on Tesla initially in the market, followed by selling when the big guys come in after retail buys the dip, let's say on that one. I do think that structure's been broken on Tesla. We'll be looking at that into the market. Teladoc down 5, down 2, another great company. Enphase run hard. I've got that on my roof. That stuff's pretty good. Enphase Energy, Alibaba down as well. On the pre-market up, what is it? Not much. ResMed, McDonald's, and it's pretty much all of Sea of Red. So we'll continue watching Bitcoin here. I don't know if you can post that link to me. Dave, post that link to me if you've got it. Christina, I'll add you a little bit later. I'm just in the Discord right now just to see if anyone's got that link for me. So I will check that out with the Elon news. Evan says, my fault, the volume is fine. Perfect. Elon is trying to trick you out of your BTC. No paper hands. Hey, look, I can't believe that Elon is manipulating all this like this. Except for his doji pumps. Look, I say make your own decisions on stuff. Like, obviously, a lot of people are following Elon's tweets and everything. but have confidence in when you're holding something. So we will probably now see a relative correction, but we need to put it in perspective. 30th of Jan, 23 days ago, we were trading at 30,000 for Bitcoin. It's trading at $52,000. Wow. That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. So let's see how it goes. Calculation time. Someone get the calculator out. Work out the top high here. Give me 20% down for Bitcoin. 58,000. I want to know my 20% down to the dollar from the high. Can someone do that for me and chuck it in the room? Elon has so much effect on the market due to millennials. Certainly does. Can you check out GST? Thanks. Greets from Belgium. Thank you for joining us from Belgium. Appreciate that. Can we have a look at Euro US dollar? I think that's fair sums. We're about half an hour now away from the open, so not long. We've got a red day coming in here, guys. 38.80. Thanks so much to the 1,500 people joining us. We're watching Bitcoin have a little bit of a meltdown. It's not having a great time. We're just going to watch this 1 hour close. We're coming in on the close now. 30 seconds. It's chunking away here at 52, getting underneath that previous structure on the way down to the 50 potentially. 46.8, 46.64, okay. 46.8. So back into the structure around here. All right, so it seems quite feasible and quite likely that it comes down to this area. Remember, most Bitcoin crashes are 20 to 30% long. I probably will not do whatever stock I said before, but I will do the euro. Just because I forgot what it was. 46,000. Use the ruler tool. I could, guys, but I like to get the chat. So we close here on the 1 hour, 52,000. Straight on the dot, pretty much. That's a pretty brutal kind of 1 hour close. We'll continue to watch Bitcoin throughout the stream. Let's have a look at ETH. ETH also moved down there in the last couple of minutes. 1730. XRP is doing its own thing because the SEC. Look at that pump today on XRP. You would have thought it was going long here as well. I'm sure a few people got caught out and bought that. Lots of hype each way. It's going to do its own thing compared to everything else. Tesla in the pre-market. Remember, 761. It's all about probably a movement now towards $700. Let's have a quick look at Euro US dollar. We don't usually do too much currency on this stream, but we might as well. Usually that means there's some kind of nice pattern formation, which we can learn about. So Euro is moving up. Dollar index is getting crushed, 90.17 right now. Yes, this is a super key resistance, and we haven't had a close above it. You could argue that is a 4 hour flag as well. So if you take that distance, let's get the trend line. Extrapolate that out. We'll take it from the close above. So here. Does that point to some previous resistance? Not really. All right, we won't use that then. I just don't bother using that pattern if I don't like it. No point. So we've got the resistances here. Close above. Signals this at least, which is the 121.80-ish zone. But I could certainly see a bigger movement to the 122, if not 122.20 kind of area around here. In currencies, the 80, the 00, and the 20 are the most important areas in most big currencies. So always look at the 80, the 20, and the 00. You also get a lot better structure in currencies because they have floating value. This is a significant break if it happens and closed above. Keep looking at that one. S&P coming to the 38.80. I would have thought we would have got down to about that SPX. So let's just do a quick summary again on our thought process here. SPX, this is the real market. We've got wick closes all the way through here. The significance is the close below these. A bearish candle under these is very, very corrective for the market because there's so many wicks showing that the market and evil Wall Street has manipulated people to buy little miniature dips, get people into calls, and then pushed it through. We'll see what happens today on this one. Kurt Greenway, $9.99. Great show. Comment on Max D. We will do that in just a minute. Thanks very much for the very generous donation there, Kurt. Appreciate that. So 3873 is exactly on the 20 exponential moving average for the SPX, the real market. When you're doing your analysis on the S&P 500, try to do it on the real market code, not on the futures. So the US 500 is coming down a little bit now. We're just underneath half an hour away to the open. So I would have thought somewhere around here is where we're going to try to find the open. Let's now have a look at Max D. Not Max S, Max D. Max Sound Corporation. So this is a donation coming in from Kurt Greenway. Let's have a look at this one. All right, so it pumped up super hard, went to almost the 0.02, and then came all the way back down after that move. Now, I don't know if this was news or what it was. It was obviously quick because this is a 1 hour. And it came from nothing. Let me check the market cap size here. Okay, so this is most likely a pump and dump. The reason we know why, market capitalization size. It is 50, at this price, $51 million. All right. So these have become very popular with the retail community, especially pump groups, getting people hyped into stuff where they can take a 10 million or 20 million cap. What is this industry in? Technology, EV, robotics, whatever it is. And I feel like they're pushing it. They're getting the pump out of it. Everyone gets hyped up and then it dumps and slowly declines. I may feel that this possibly has no value in it based on what's happening, unless that's news. And TA wise, I wish I could tell you more, but yeah, there's just not that much going on. There's little bits of movement, possibly like a 0.06. There's some buying pressure. If it gets above 0.01, maybe that means there's some actual action going on there. So I would say 0.06 for the support, and for resistance breaking back to the highs, 0.01 to 0.02 previous resistance, and then back to the 0.06s. I hope I'm wrong, but that's what it looks like when I look at this on the chart. Sheriff Malik, $5. Joined late, not sure if this was covered. What are the best sectors that will start going up? Financial? If yes, what else? Also, can you check CPB? I can check CPB. So I will comment on the fact that financials and energy are almost done with their cycle. Remember, 3 to 6 months. So we're at least 4 months into that cycle. I expect 1 to 2 good more months out of financials, then boring fest live for the next couple of years. They will be boring. The sectors that come after that, back into growth. And then after that, you get a movement mid-bull cycle into utilities, into defensive stocks as people become worried about true bubbles through the recovery. So you'll usually see defensive, utilities, healthcare. So probably healthcare is one that I think is moving right now. I can see it in the charts. Healthcare is moving. So probably healthcare. It also beats inflation, so that's really cool. CPB. This was another request of yours. Let's have a look at this one. 1 month first. Do the top-down analysis. Find out what's going on with the stock. Here we go. Beautiful base formation at 41. Nice support hold here with the movement up that was strong. Lots of wicking. What is this? Some kind of food major diversifier. Oh, Campbell's soup. Okay. Campbell's soup. Okay, there's a lot of buying right around where the pre-market is. 44. Lots of buying pressure coming here. Thing I immediately noticed, there wasn't much wicking here, but previously there was a wick. So what I'd like to see is maybe a movement down, a movement up with some wick candle on it, like a hammer or something, and that should signal some buying pressure coming back in here. You've clearly got some targets just under 54. So it's a play between this zone here, 50, and then if you get through 50, 54. I don't think any of these other zones worry me. So it's the 45, 46 area If you buy that, you're worried about 50, and then you're worried about 54. Thanks very much, Sheriff. I probably think healthcare is the way. Take a look at TDOC. Old TDOC. Holding pattern through most, so it moved at the beginning of last year as people tried to reprice assets and find out what's going on. Then it held for quite some time. In November, it started moving again and moved up to, of course, the 292, now trading at 286 pre-market down 2. This was the movement. We look at Drug, which is an Australian ETF of worldwide global healthcare leaders. Look at this. Movement down, movement up, relative consolidation all the way through this period. And this is just a bunch of healthcare companies, and it's just been consolidating for some time. So this is a sector that will do well. Look at the growth curve here, and you look at a stock like CSL, another Australian stock. Let's have a look at the growth here. GFC happens. See what happened? Let's call this a hyper bull cycle, so things happen faster. Quite a few years, not that much. Then suddenly, the bull came out. And the bull came out in all healthcare areas. It came out in actually all healthcare areas. And look at that. Beautiful movement after. So healthcare could be a very interesting area. And I think that Buffett's kind of going on that one. Bitcoin's getting slaughtered right now. 51,500. We just saw a big movement on ETH as well, under 1,700. I'm sure a few of you are mentioning this. Plug Power, we'll look at that in a second. We'll check out Plug Power, 51,500. So we're 21 minutes away from open here, guys. Get hyped, get ready, because it's going to be a very interesting day. Bitcoin, again, the story. A little bit of a fall off here. Well, more than a little bit. 20% was calculated at 46 something. We are moving down. It looks inevitable that we're going to go and try for around that 50,000. We'll see how it goes. It's moving on down. BTC looking for the long. Yeah, I think it will go long, and I think it will be a brutal, like, speed kind of move here. Let's have a look at Plug Power since we've got so many questions. Triple Q, NI, QQQNI says look at Plug. Mr. Electric says look at Plug. Robert says look at Plug. I'm not sure why it's all look at Plug, but we'll do it. Monthly. Okay, it's moved up. It's moving down. Strong move. Hit the 50, hit the 75 resistances. We've done this one a few times. I think 75 was our last kind of position. I could see this move down further. 55. The structure was there through the daily. It's then moved down. It's tried to come up, failed to do so. Okay, so I think it's going to have a lot of problems getting through 60. Previous supports became now the resistance. There's a 20 there. So I think 60 is certainly a tough point for Plug to get through. So continue to watch 60 as a concern point. We go to the 4 hour. Oh yeah, 60 is tough. 60 is very tough. 55 on the open, 50 buying. You could probably look to rebuy potentially the 50 again just because it was previous support. Again, that's a risk that I don't know if I'd play. 60 is a resistance. Depends if you like the stock or not. 50 would be buys from a statistical point of view and a psychological. But 60 is so tough. So tough on Plug. Good luck. BNGO, we get this one all the time, so I might as well answer it. BNGO had a really nice breakout of the pennant move. It continued to move up. It came back down, didn't quite test the trend line and found some buying support. Pre-market is 1285, which puts it at here. Look, it looks okay. It's holding the 20 moving average. You'll notice that's another thing that's held recently through this 4 hour. 20 moving average. I'd like to see it continue to hold that, break this high, and I think it will actually take out the previous highs. So break close above this high here. I have a feeling it will go past the 16 at that point, just based on the symmetrical triangle, everything like that. It was a symmetrical triangle, and some people would have, that's the profit they'd be looking for. And it went 80% of that. of the pennant, however, if you go with the full length, that's calling a 25. So good luck on BNGO, but must hold the 20. That's your most important thing. US 500, 38.78. I think it's time for us to load the 4 screens up. Let's get those 4 screens. We've got US 500 here in the top left. I'll switch the screen over for you guys. Let's do this now. So here we go. 38.98 was the last one. 38.78 right now. What is this? TLRY. We don't care about this as much today. So we'll move this over here. We'll get the BTC on that one. Probably watch BTC on a 15-minute chart. We'll get this onto a 15-minute chart as well. What do you guys think BTC stops at? Let me know in the room right now. What do you think BTC stops at? I'm going to go with it's about to hit, hopefully, some buying pressure. We're going to see it right now. Whoa. Oh, it chunked. Look, there it goes. I need to load my Binance up. I'll have that for next stream, okay? I'll have the Binance up for the lines so we can watch the lines on it. And I will have US lines for you this week with a program that I can actually use. So some buying pressure. 50,000. Ooh. Look at it go. It's putting pressure on it. There's oh, the lines are there. Damn, $50,003. And there is selling. There is selling. Here come the predictions. 51, 46, 42. Al Snapitan. 42. Come on now, Snapitan. We don't want that low. I don't think I want that low. US 100 here on the top right. We've got Bitcoin found a little bit of buying pressure. It's that sneaky $400 kind of coming through there. Got to 50,003. I like the markets like this that are just like, you can kind of get in there and do random scalps at zones because they just trade like the psychological. Look how fast it goes. 50,772. Wow. Tesla pre-market 760. Let's have a look at the overall pre-market now. Greens are few and far between today. Reds are everywhere. Most of the normal kind of ones recently. Futu, Baidu, both been under the pump recently, up and down each way with Futu. Tesla also coming under pressure. Boeing should be down probably more based on that news. Enphase, PayPal, Square, all copying a decent percentage down. If we continue to get a correction, expect Square and PayPal particularly to get hurt because they're the ones with the most overextended technicals. We just got through 50,000 there. We crushed that level. 49. Nothing like Bitcoin when it moves down. 48,900. It is moving. Probably go to 42, says Matt. 41K is exactly a 31% pullback, says David. Hey, 30% pullbacks do happen, don't they, David? So 41, 48.2. Oh, no. Come on now. We're about to hit 20% very, very fast here. The entire crypto market is down. Let me just quickly press this button. Do I dare press this button? Haven't seen one of these in a little while. Feels like a million years. 1.58 trillion. This is not updated. Let's get back to our VIX. VIX 24.1 coming into the pre-market. GME holding 11.53. Again, the news there is Roaring Kitty. Purchase some, DFE, whatever you want to call him. That is helping sentiment there. BTC. Tesla might just go down because it's losing BTC value. Buzzing for the intro. I'm ready, says Effin. Oh, we'll be doing the hype track very, very soon, guys. Hype track coming in probably about 7-8 minutes. Just one sec. I need water. I've been talking for a while. All right. Wow. 47.5. Market coming down to the 38.73. I expect it to hold this area. Or maybe not, but around this zone made sense to me. BTC just getting copped. Ethereum now 15.52. Oh yeah. 15.4 on Ethereum, 15.75. It's all over the place. So the alts must be moving. ADA 84. ADA is doing pretty good. ADA is holding very, very nicely here. US 100, 13,381. I feel like this is the most action towards the downside we've seen in some time. Fear will always be bigger than the greed. ETH, possibly 1450 to 1480 was kind of our thought process. It's certainly doing that. ETH just tanked 19. It is down. Whoa, ETH just chunked 1440, guys. ETH's 1300. Oh my God, 1250. Whoa. Holy moly. I might actually have to do something, guys. I gotta do something. Let me just quickly I gotta do this. All right, guys, enjoy. You gotta have fun. 1,000 on ETH. Oh my God, 997. What the hell is the news? Is there news? There must be news to get it that low. That can't just be chunking lines. Oh my God, I need to get. Oh, holy crap. That is one of the biggest flash crashes I've ever seen. Is that price real? Oh my God, ETH is just getting destroyed. Whoa. That is actually the fastest flash I've ever seen in crypto. And I've traded a long time. Whoa. 60%. It is going to go. It is mad right now. 730, 700. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That is, I am feeling bad for some people if they're leveraged right now. That is absolutely brutal. It is going to pump. I don't think it can hold these lows. That is insane. It's very, very gamblery. Let me in. Holy moly. ETH is 1600 on charts? Is this the wrong data? Let me have a look here. The hell is this data? Get this data out of my face. Let me look at this. I'm actually just surprised. The Kraken is showing that. This is a pretty monumental thing. It's wrong. It's 1600, 1550. Oh my God. All right. Okay. That's all right. I got in. What the hell is this then? Why is this feed so wrong? Why is my ADA showing a 53% discount? Error. Okay, cool. Whoa. Okay. All right, guys, don't worry. 1600. Wow, I was looking at this thinking this fake. Yeah, I got in. Let me load my other one. I was like, my God, that is insane. All of the prices are fake. Yeah. Okay. Don't you worry. That's a bad feed, and that can happen. Hey, I tell you what, this happened last time. And when that did happen, it actually busted one of my accounts that I had trading a contract. It was a fake price. They had to repay it. Whoa. Strange things happening in the financial world. Yeah, that's true. That was pretty wild. I'm like, whoa, if we just saw that, I was like, getting in. I was getting in. Take a breath? That's all right. I was about to load. I was thinking did, and nothing was there. Yeah, there is a retraction, but these prices are obviously fake. I was wondering why my XRP feed hadn't moved. That was surely going to get crushed. Why is this so bad? Just testing the crash algorithms. Why? I don't even understand how Kraken data is so bad. I mean, that is so bizarre. And it's across the board in the feeds here. No, that one's fine. So it's just a crypto Kraken. All right. No, don't worry. Tom was getting in. The fiat was going all in. Yeah, no, it's all right. BTC back to 51. Okay. All good, guys. 48 held. The 20% downgrade, almost. Kraken in general is bad. Yeah. I'm just using the BTC feeds I found. Can you explain why every crypto is dropping? Yeah, for sure. It's overdue to drop. But this is the pickup of mighty warriors now with BTC. I was getting all excited, and then I loaded in. And I was like, what the hell is this price? And it wasn't the same. Imagine that 800F. I'd take that. Where was I looking at ETH? I was looking at it on the Kraken feed. It's still wrong. The Kraken feed's still completely wrong. It's all over the place. This can happen, though. Look at this. Look at these junks. Look at it. It's insane. And if that's happening on a real platform, you know what's going to be happening? The futures contracts are going to be blowing up because a lot of them are mixtured. Let me have a look if I can find one for you. So we're only 5 minutes away. We'll get hyped anyway because that almost gave everyone a heart attack. It almost gave me a fiat into cryptocurrency attack. No, I tried to buy it. I just went into my real platforms and it didn't show the same price. I was looking at ETH. Yeah. You can see it's coming back. This will have knocked around a contract. This happened to me in 17. There was a contract that went really, really bad, guys. So it was like, I remember it was $460. And I was like, oh yeah, let's go. And then it went to $3. And you can, 1 second, one tick went $3 because of bad liquidity. I'm telling you this, if this is happening on this one and they're using some kind of liquidity coming from a few feeds, it will be blowing contracts out. I knew Kraken was crooked. Yeah, that's bad. That is so bad. But I'm glad for you guys it didn't happen. I'm sad for me because I was excited. I was even going to trade on the stream, and I don't do that. But yeah, anyway. We'll continue to watch Bitcoin. The crazed Kraken is over. Let's get hyped. Let's get ready for the market open, guys. It is about to open. Let's get some songs here. Feeling like BTC is finding some support. Let's go with it. All right, here we go. Let me get it. All right. I'm ready. I'm sure you're ready. Gave me some heart attacks. I was ready to buy. But now we're going to come in the stock market. We're only 3 minutes away. Thanks so much for all the donations, for obviously the subscribers and the likes. There was no 800F to be had this day. I'm sad I wanted in. I'm sure a few people wanted in on that one. I was thinking yes, but it was actually just like a rehash of 2017 all over again. Okay, so we're ready for the pre-market here. Let's get back to business. Bitcoin is recovering off those 48,000 lows. So look, 48,000 was a pretty good area. We talked about the structure on the left-hand side. You know that these kind of flash crashes can often be rekindled with quick movements. I have no idea what Eth's real price is right now, but I'm sure it's not anywhere near what I'm seeing on some of these screeners. So do be careful with contracts and always trade with a quality broker if you trade any kind of leveraged contract. 38.76, so coming in right around where we thought. Let's have a look at the futures here. Tesla 761. No sweet price for us today. 0.95. Johnson & Johnson, the little ones up. Baidu, Futu, Moderna. Now taking over the top here. Zillow, Boeing. Let's have a look here at the watch list. GameStop, 15%. Okay, 15% pre-market. AMC starting to move. Told you. If GME holds, AMC will move with it. Let's see how that all goes. And we are very close to the bell. We are very close to the bell. Let's just quickly load this bell up. F1675. Yeah, I know. I'm sad. I am sad. I was thinking $1,000 F. You got to be ready. You got to be like nimble features. I was like literally loading in. But the BTC wasn't bad either. The BTC wasn't bad. And that was a real one. Look how fast these flash crashes turn into the bullish movements on BTC. Here we go, guys. So we're only 6 seconds away from the open. Will we see a 38.73 handle that was predicted at the front of the screen? Let's have a look here. Okay. Oh, we got the bell. We didn't get 38.73. We got 38.76. So I kind of think there's going to be some buying at the start of the morning with the retail community coming in saying, I want to buy things, buying Tesla, etc. Probably see Tesla find some support. We're off to the races here though. So there is some structure. You can see the support structure from the Nasdaq, 13,368. I can confirm that the Kraken is back to normal. It's not as crazy as it was before, but you're still looking at, of course, oh, it's not even back to normal. It's still underneath normal. So here's the Nasdaq being purchased up. The S&P 500 also being purchased up off the Monday lows, on the Monday kind of points. I do expect this. It's pretty normal. Tesla, some purchases coming in here. Tesla only down 2.59. Let's have a look at the percentage changes of the main stocks. GME, what are we doing? 14.41%, good. Churchill, 16.3, actually held up. Let's go to the screener. Baidu, DoorDash, Futu, Enphase, all down pretty hard. These stocks are actually being hit decently. Let's have a go back over here. Okay, BTC 51. Kraken, don't use Kraken data. Kraken data is really bad. That's inexcusable how bad that was. Because that was messy as. OG Nibiru says, I feel special that I have a diamond next to my name. More of you viewers need to do the same. Pump it up. Thanks so much, OG Nibiru there. I got so scared there for a second. I had to open the app and check. Hey, I don't blame you. That was wild. I just said, I've never seen anything like it. And it was because it was fake. I was pretty sure someone was trolling me. BTC did find the support there. That could be all it wrote. Maybe the base is in. We might get like a kind of second test. BTC doesn't tend to like giving you the second test though in the bullish cycle, but that was a nice pullback. It was close to the 20, 47.5. I think we had calculated 46.5 or something around there. Tesla now failing the level, 755 coming down. I do think Tesla is normally weak. I'd like to have a look at Apple as well. Let's load up Apple. Where is the Apple? AAPL. Apple coming in with a 0.81. Surprised that's actually finding so much buying pressure, but I guess it makes sense. It's 11% of the Nasdaq. Do you remember that? Apple is 11% of the Nasdaq. So what happens on this chart really matters. Tesla about 4 and a bit percent. PLTR trying to push through 30. It is. There'll be lines there. 29.90 for PLTR. So the first 5 minutes is almost clocked here, and we haven't seen an amazing kind of movement. Nasdaq and S&P are pulling back down a little bit here. ETH is now fixed, so I can confirm for you this ETH. Look at this. What a disgrace. But you got to be fast. You got to be nimble-handed in trading. I wasn't going to stop for no one if that price was real. No one was stopping me. I would have been in. But it's fake, so it doesn't matter. Because it would have been over that fast if it was real. It would have been like this. Back to here or something. So the price is fixed there. We can confirm that that is done. XRP, just remember SEC stuff, I believe, today on that one, so be careful. Bitcoin, we will get back in this corner, so it's trading 51,833. S&P 500 now coming under pressure. SPX, remember, we can now load over to the SPX. See where the gap is. Go to the daily. You'll notice it's sitting right on. It hasn't touched it yet today. Look at that 20. Look at that. There it is. The 20 exponential sitting on 38.73. The Nasdaq futures here. Little support, little baby support. You would think that on a 15-minute chart, if this gets through even a 5-minute chart, there'll be some selling pressure coming in here. Tough zone for the Nasdaq, 13. I don't even know why that's a zone. 13,370. Buying pressure coming back off the area. We've got the kiss, the touch potentially coming on here. Go backing over gold and silver. Yeah, so gold's moving 1,800. Silver 27.50, so commodities still finding strength. US oil still a 60.59. VIX over 24, okay? Over 24, 24.3. Crypto market is stabilizing, 52,000 for BTC. Kind of wish I was in again on that one. Stupid thing, but that's all right. That's how fast the market works. Always another opportunity, yeah? XRP moving 50, 55, 56. Good. CCIV, please. Yeah, I'll pop that down here for you. CCIV up. It's doing all right. We'll put that in the little purple flag. So 16.8% there. So look, for today, it's really about can the Nasdaq and the S&P hold these levels? BTC looks like the bottom's in for now. This is a standard kind of correction with the flash. I'd be looking at that zone if you're wondering what happens though. This is very traditional of the crash there. What wasn't traditional is what I thought Ethereum was doing, which is going to 800. We move back to the 52. Apple also coming under pressure. What's Tesla trading at? 755 now. Buying again, coming through. It's all going to be about these zones today, guys. This zone here and this zone here. I'd just continue watching those. Opinions on Tesla. I go through the stream. We did quite a lot of analysis on it. I think it's going to 700 to 650 range. I think it's looking relatively weak, but again, a lot of it comes to sentiment in the market. Tesla's chart looks bad though. For the first time in a very long time. It's the only time I think it's actually sellable. How do you do the multiple trading view rooms or trading view windows? You basically have to have the premium. So I think you can only do this if you have the premium. I think it's one otherwise. AMC broke 6. That's really big news. That's actually very good. Let's load up AMC here. $6 on AMC, up 6%. It broke. It hasn't closed. A close above here. Target then 650. A close above 650. Target then 7. VIX up 8.57%. Yes, VIX 23.6. We want to see a 24 plus on the VIX close, ideally. Opinions on Tesla. Oh, yeah, I've already done that one. Thanks very much, Jordan. All right, well, we've got the open. We've got the points to watch here for today. We know 38.74, 20 moving average. This is the point that we're going to watch on the Nasdaq through the next couple of hours. We also know that BTC has formed a bit of a bullish buying spree off that 47. It was all crashing. We've got some crazy things going on there for a little bit, but it's now stabilized, which is good. And I'm going to probably continue watching these. But look, what I'd like to say, oh, and of course, AMC 6, GME holding 10, probably want it to get through this zone. Previous support becoming resistance. I'd like to see GME above 48 before I think that sentiment's back into it at any point. So it's definitely not convincing me of very much. Yeah, overall crypto looks good. Joel says, stay calm and don't freak out and buy when everybody is freaking out. Remember the last market correction a month ago. Everybody hoped they bought. Don't be an idiot and take advantage of the situation. I wish I could, Joel. If I had that real price before, I'd be there. Snap broke 60. Wow. I remember it was $5 or $6. Can I sell AMC today? I'm tired of waiting and my money, I lost 15%. Look, it's totally up to you. We know where the targets are. $6, $6.50. I don't particularly like AMC or GME. I personally haven't owned them. So, yeah, it's not my kind of thing. It's like I don't like Sundial either. I make no assertions. PLTR is a bit different. CCIV, I don't quite understand how it's valued like that, but whatever. At least it's in an uptrend. Okay, well, it looks like we're going to kind of hover around these levels. We do have our bottoms that are forming. We'll watch these. I would recommend you watch these throughout the day in terms of checking them out and continue to watch Bitcoin. Set your alerts just because you've always got to be ready. Like I was before, I wasn't stopping for no one to get into things. But yeah, that price was fake. Tesla back up? Not really. I mean, it's just sitting around 760, isn't it? Pretty much the same. Cool. All right, guys. Well, thanks to the 1,250 viewers that are here still, that have come through for us this morning. I'd just like to say that I really appreciate you all. If you've been giving us thumbs up, the donations, the subscribers, everything else has been great. So I'll see you for another stream tomorrow night so I can keep them going. Definitely join us. We'll be doing it probably around 11 p.m. or maybe 10:30 p.m. I'll announce it in the morning, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And we'll continue to, of course, follow the markets. I should have a video out tomorrow as well talking about these closes. I think these are super key closes that we might see on the market. So we'll check out those. Should be fun. And, of course, make as much money as humanly possible, guys, but do it with the best risk management as you can. Catch you for now. Bye-bye.